cone, 2 cones, 3 cones, 4 cones, nice. 5 cones. Get it in there! Woo! Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Very nice, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me, and you notice by now, or at least you should, for those of you that have never been to the channel before, boy, are you in for a treat. Welcome to you as well. My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Lieutenant, and the name of this wonderful channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. First and foremost, guys, I want to welcome you to practice session number 116. I am here at Gator Ford in Cessna, Florida. So right off the bat, huge shout out to Mike Accord, the GM of this Ford dealership, for hosting me at this practice session. Highly, highly appreciate him. And this dealership period. Let me tell you something, guys. Yeah, this is a truck dealership, but you would think it was a motorcycle dealership. The motorcycle game here is huge. Not just the motorcycle game and motorcycle riding, but motorcycle customization. Right, they just do some great things on the motorcycles here. Of course, led by Mike. He's a maniac, and he does stuff, and a bunch of other people do the same things to their bikes. So I'm talking about engines, of course, parts, you name it. It's just the bike looks totally different after he buys it. So just huge shout out to him. Appreciate them and everything that they do, laying out the red carpet for me and allowing me to set up out here and do my practice session. So thanks, guys. And another thing that Mike Accord always does is advertising the practice sessions here on the electronic billboard. Again, above and beyond, I appreciate that. Love it, love it, love it. Who wouldn't want to see their company or their business or their name a few feet up in the air so people driving by can see it in both directions on the highway? For those of you that have never been to one of these practice sessions before, like I said, this is number 116. The good thing about them is they're all recorded on my YouTube channel. So definitely check out the practice session videos, and if you're just starting, I'd rather you work backwards. And I only say that because what the practice sessions are now are not what they were when I first started, right? That's not to say that the ones weren't helpful when I first started. In my opinion, they're just a lot better now. So my practice sessions consist of 9 exercises, and I made some modifications. I got rid of the warm-up exercise. Well, I didn't get rid of the warm-up exercise, but it's been renamed to exercise number 1, and that's smooth short starts and stops. I eliminated smooth stops from speed just because I thought that it's not as beneficial as the other exercises. So why add it on? I'm trimming the fat, guys, trimming the fat. But anyway, guys, like I said, 1 through 9, this is not a competition. There's no competition specs out here. So this way people can relax a little bit, understanding that that's not what this is about. This is an each one teach one environment, and we're here to learn. Speaking of being here to learn, once these guys get here to learn, I'm going to interview each of them, introducing them to you guys, ask their names, where they're from, what they ride, how long they've been riding, more important to me, how long they've been practicing slow speed riding, and what they rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed maneuvers. As always, that number is for them. And at the end of the day, if they're still here, because there's no pressure to be here the whole day, if they're still here, I'll ask them again. If there's any change in their number, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, and sometimes it stays the same. I tell everybody at the beginning of the day, check your egos on the curb. You can pick them up before you leave. That includes my ego. I don't have an ego problem, but I want you guys to know that when you rate yourself at the end of the day. I'm not looking for you to say the number's higher so I feel better about what I'm talking to you about. That's totally up to you guys, okay? All right, guys, let's do it. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Lori.
Mike.
Where you guys from?
Florida.
Sebastian, Florida.
Sebastian, Florida. How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
A little over a year.
Okay, how about you?
40 years.
A little over a year. I'm going to talk to you about that because I had a private lesson with someone and I told her about you. And she was like, oh, she's been riding a motorcycle pretty much the same amount of time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think her name was Lori. I don't know. Anyway, before I ask you guys any more questions, guys, Mike and Lori, these are my Florida ambassadors. Just awesome, awesome. I want to thank them again for coming out and helping me out yesterday and getting out here early to help. Unfortunately for me, I'm not a slacker, so by the time people come out here to help me, I'm usually almost done. But just the conversation that we had yesterday.
We were watching the practice session. That's
yes,
why we were late.
110. Let me tell you something, guys. These guys they're on another level for a bunch of different reasons, including taking care of me, giving me supplements and stuff to take to make sure I'm okay. So I appreciate you guys. What are you riding today?
2017 Street Glide Special.
How about you, Mike?
A 17 Ultra Classic, Harley Davidson.
How long have you been practicing slow speed riding? I know the answers to these guys, but I'm asking for you guys.
Ever since I got on the motorcycle.
That's right.
So it's really the same.
Yeah.
I didn't do any slow speed practice until Lori got her bike and started the practice.
Love it, love it. All right. If you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best slow speed, what would you give yourself without sandbagging?
I feel like I'm a 7 now.
I think I'm a 6.5.
All right. Always a pleasure to see you guys.
Always.
Good to see you.
All right,
Thank you.
For me, it's hard for me to not talk about any practice session I have or within the practice session. It's hard for me not to bring her up because her story is, if everybody approached this like she did, the numbers I talk about would be like this. I say all the time, everybody just wants to get on the motorcycle and get married, and nobody wants to date it. You have to date the motorcycle first, and the dating ground is the parking lot. Go out there and get familiar with it. Find out what its limitations are, what yours are. Now, some of the limitations of the bike or your limitations are limited by what you know, and that's why we got to educate ourselves. Anyway, we'll get into all of that. 1,000 miles in a parking lot before she ever went on the street.
Wow.
And so that when she did go on the street, confidence is higher. The worst thing is a rider that's nervous, because I'm talking about extremely nervous. And we're going to talk about that. Anyway, good morning.
Good morning.
Don't answer. Welcome to practice session number.
111.
He's caught up.
He is caught up. You get credit for that. 116. That shows you how far behind I am, right?
Yeah, how you even know? You don't know until the video.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
Well,
on Facebook and know
or Instagram or stuff, because the announcements have all been out there about the practice sessions and where I'm going.
Well, I've been following you since before you had the wireless mic, which you
Ah.
got for Christmas from your wife.
Yes. Yes. She gave it to me early. I appreciate them. Yeah, he's been here from the beginning. And that's what I was talking to, where's Rob? That's what I was talking to Rob about. I said, when I first started this, none of this was planned. None of it. Didn't even have a microphone. But this has evolved based on needs that I've seen. And I've evolved with it. Like, that's why I tell people, if you just started watching the channel, if you're watching the practice sessions, start at number 110 and go backwards. Yeah. Well, that too.
Yeah.
That too. But that's the reason why this was always fruitful for me, because my intention going into this had nothing to do with views, money, anything. It was seeing people that don't know what they're doing, and me knowing that if I just explain this to them in layman's terms, or what I feel are layman's terms, it'll be easier for them to absorb it. Because make no mistake about it, guys, today your biggest, the thing working against you the most, what do you think it is?
Me. Inexperience. Bad habits.
Your head?
Yeah. Yourself.
Yeah, fear. Fear. That's the biggest culprit, fear. And so if we can get past that, it becomes easier to learn this. And that's why we have to approach this slowly, baby steps. So when I have private lessons, I always ask people, what do you need help with? Everything in general or one thing in specific? 99% of people say, I just need help with U-turns, Rob. And I go, okay. Because U-turns are the things that affect them the most out there. So that's all they think about. We start with smooth, short starts and stops. What are we starting with this, Rob? I told you I need help with U-turns. This is going to help that. The issue is U-turns, starting and stopping a motorcycle is so much more involved than just starting and stopping a motorcycle. But what it's involving is the slowest you're ever going to go on your motorcycle is the end of that stop and the beginning of that start. That's where you are most uncomfortable. Anytime the bike goes very slowly, you don't like the way it feels. So we're going to talk about feelings because that's what rules us out here, feelings. And the confidence is going to make those feelings, you're going to feel a lot better about this. All right, before I get into all of that, guys, good morning, welcome. I'm happy that you guys are here. We got good weather here today. We got 2 ambassadors here today, Florida ambassadors. Lori, that's Mike. Mike, I think I'm going to have you, if you don't mind, leading and demonstrating some of these exercises. Okay? Okay. Anybody here having a problem being on YouTube? No. Good. So I was talking to Tom, and Tom told me that he was doing someone else's motorcycle training session. Long story short, he broke his leg. Nothing to do with the other motorcycle organism that he was doing. But the moral of the story is he wanted to let me know he's a little gun shy now because of that. So I say this often. If your motorcycle falls today, your confidence is going to take a hit. 100% natural. If it falls and you injure yourself, it's a bigger hit. If it falls and you injure yourself and you have no clue why it fell, that's a huge hit. That's a long-lasting hit because it's almost like PTSD. If you hurt yourself and you don't know why it happened, when you get back on your bike, as soon as you get to a similar situation, that's all you're going to be able to think about, okay? So that's the first thing I want to talk to you guys about, the motorcycle dropping. What to do if it drops, but how to prevent it from dropping. Because if I ask you, anybody nervous here today? No? Okay. I always ask that question just because I want you guys to know that I want your egos left on the curb. We're here to learn, right? We're here to have fun, and we're here to be real. By real, I mean we all learn differently. I ask all of you guys how long you've been practicing. Nobody here said, I practice all the time. So if you're not getting something, you are where you should be. What I am going to guarantee you is you're going to leave here today with more confidence. Now, the levels of how you learn and your confidence going up, that's going to differ for all of us because we all learn differently. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. That's all I'm going to ask, okay? If you have questions, ask them. No such thing as a stupid question, okay? I said this is an each one, teach one environment. That includes all of you. I don't give a shit how long you've been riding a motorcycle. You know something I don't know. I know that. That's just because that's life. Share it with the group. If you have a question, ask it. No stupid questions. So but you already heard Lori and Mike practice all the time. I don't practice all the time, but I practice. I still want to hear if you have, because it's not always about right or wrong. Sometimes it's just you might have a way of doing something that's just, wow. For me, it makes more sense. It may not make more sense for the other person. But that's why we have to talk about these things. We have to have a conversation. So we're going to talk about some stuff today. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to talk about some stuff. And we're going to do some stuff. That's today. Okay? Any questions about any of that? What you got?
If you know your bike's going down, is there a way to sort of make it look a little more stylish? You don't break anything.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Get the hell out of the way.
His question is, if the bike's going down, is there a way to make it go down and look more stylish?
I do a cartwheel. It's not that I go out stylish, but the broken leg got my attention.
Yeah, see, and I told him, I said that's why I wasn't going to get into the specifics. But his is it's odd. The bike wasn't moving.
Yeah, you want me to tell the story quick?
It was full. I'll tell it because I got a mic on.
Oh, okay.
The bike was falling while he was sitting still, and it was an ultra classic. You said.
Yeah.
So how's your footing on the ground? Is it flat?
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever the hell happened, but the bike starts to fall over, and when he gets that reaction of falling, he goes to put his foot down, and he tries to catch the bike, but he's throttling the bike at the same time with the clutch out. So the bike went out and broke a couple of bones or whatever. So crazy stuff can happen. So I like hearing stories like that because that's his instinct. I feel falling, foot out. So we're going to be working against, I say this I started saying it a lot now. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
What we're doing out here today is like me telling Tom, you're going to be left-handed today. We got to practice this. It's going to take time because it's not natural. Doesn't feel natural, doesn't feel good. You notice how much I keep saying feelings. We're gonna be in our feelings all day today, right? Feelings meaning fear, and feelings meaning the inputs from the bike. What you feel should trigger what you do. And you need to do it as soon as you feel it. Then you don't have to worry about a stylistic fall, right?
Keep your feet on the boards anyway.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the key. Keep your feet on the board. But we could talk, I can say that till we do blue in the face. Your instinct, you're gonna put your foot out, right? We're gonna talk about that. You know what? Let's talk about that right now. What keeps the motorcycle upright at slow speeds?
Throttle.
Throttle. Power? Power to the rear wheel? Power.
Rear wheel.
Power to the rear wheel going around.
Give him the real answer.
Sufficient power.
Yes. Sufficient power. Why is that word? I'm a words guy. Words matter. Why is that word so important? Well, for a number of reasons, but the meat and potatoes of it is, if the motorcycle starts to fall and you address it late, let me do it this way. If it starts to fall and you address it as soon as you feel it, this is all you needed to do. That was sufficient. That's how much my hand is opening. If I wait until the bike is here and open my hand the same amount, that's not sufficient. It's going to keep falling. So it has to be sufficient, and we have to address the feeling of falling as soon as we feel it. As soon as we feel it. So listen, guys, we're going to be slow dancing with the bikes today. That's why I like to call it. Everything we do should be graceful and smooth. All of our inputs into the bike need to be smooth. Now, I get that that's not going to happen when you're nervous and you're trying to figure this out. Everything's going to be choppy. That's okay. All right, don't worry about that. Over time, that's going to even out. How much time? Depends on you. We're all different, so don't worry about that. But for the person that tells me I've been practicing for a year, if I really got into the weeds of that, how much time in a year? Not really. Also, if you tell me I practice every time I ride, that's great. Practicing is a state of mind. But it's supplemental. You have to get into some cones, right? We're going to talk about why that's so important. It just is. Well, two reasons. One, it's going to give you some boundaries. And two, it's going to help with judgment. And you need to be able to judge, all right? If you always practice in 27 feet making a U-turn, when you get out in the real world, you can eyeball what that looks like, right? We'll talk about that when we get to U-turns. So sufficient power to the rear wheel is what keeps your motorcycle up at slow speeds, period. What does your motorcycle want to do at slow speeds? Rephrase. What does your motorcycle want to do with sufficient power to the rear wheel? What is it designed to do? That's right. Stand up and go straight. What does your motorcycle want to do with insufficient power to the rear wheel at slow speeds? Fall over. So, sufficient power to the rear wheel keeps it up at slow speeds. With sufficient power, it wants to stand up and go straight. And with insufficient power at slow speed, it wants to fall. Everybody clear about those three things? Anybody dispute that? That's the lesson. See you guys later. It should be that easy, but it's not. So keep in mind, we're practicing. There's a lot of things we get from practice. One of them, we have to build muscle memory, period. Because the biggest obstacles out here, like we talked about, is all up here. Instincts, even if you've been riding for a day, your instincts are as old as you are. So you don't have to train a child to put their arms out if you push them in the back. An infant will still do that. It's an instinct. So your instinct is to put your foot out. We're not doing that today. So let's get that out of the way. Everybody, who's unfamiliar with my channel? Everybody here subscribed to my channel? Good. Everybody here knows what preload and keep it loaded means? Excellent. Everybody knows what the friction zone is? Outstanding, because we're going to be living in it. Everybody know what the push-up penalties are? You didn't shake your head. All right, good. You're going to love this since you were in the Army. Front brake. Front brake. If you squeeze that front brake today during a slow speed maneuver, that's a 10 push-up penalty. Right?
Jumping Jacksons?
Yes. Yeah, I'm being serious. You absolutely can. It's not about the push-ups. And I don't expect you to do anything out here. A lot of people, if they do the push-ups, they'll email them to me.
Oh, okay.
And I put them at the beginning of a video, right? Great. If they're a V.I.Preloader, I do that. Because it's not about the push-ups. I want you to understand that. But what it is just like in the Army or any military or paramilitary organization, you do something you weren't supposed to do, the penalty is push-ups. It's multi-beneficial. A, it's going to give you a little bit of a pump, a little workout. but B, it's going to make you think twice about doing that again. That's all that's about, right? We don't want to be touching that front brake today at slow speeds. It's too much stopping power. Yes, especially if the handlebars are turned. We stop with the handlebars squared too. We don't stop with the handlebars turned. I don't care how fast you're going. Okay? What you got?
I grew up with sport bikes.
Okay.
I raced endurance race sport bikes.
Okay.
So my life was always front brake, and trailing just happened my rear brake for my line.
Gotcha.
And I was just thinking, you're saying that, and I've been practicing it, but I told you it was only for a week.
Uh-huh.
And I've been riding along, and it's like, my fingers still go to my front brake. I'm trying, it's like, don't touch the brakes. But it's really interesting, because my whole life was front brake.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, our life is front brake, because she rode sport bikes. All of our lives is still front brake, because the rear brake only comes in 10 miles per hour or less. But if I'm riding like you're saying, I'm trailing with the front brake. I don't use my rear brake. My brakes are linked. All of our brakes mostly are. I don't use my rear brake when I'm riding on the street at higher speeds. At low speeds though, rear brake only, right? The rear brake gives us what? Correction and control. And we're going to talk about that, correction and control. That is such a huge thing. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to not just tell you this, I'm going to give you reasons, logical reasons why the way this is designed, any motorcycle, including a sport bike, no front brake. Because people that, tell me your name again. Phoenix? Okay, she made it easy for me. Phoenix, that's your ride name?
Session 103.
Phoenix told me, yeah, I came off of a sport bike. This is my first Harley, and it just feels so different. There's that word again, feels, because technically it's not different. Everything is the same. Throttle, clutch, rear brake, head and eyes. Everything's the same. The difference is on a sport bike, it turns like this. That's it. When you get on the Harley, now you can turn like this. But most motorcycle riders don't take advantage of this, because in order to turn like this, you need to be able to ride like this in the friction zone. And if you don't know how to ride like that, you will never turn like this with your feet up. You're going to duck walk that bike. Which brings me to the other push-up penalty. We're not duck walking today. 1 foot or two. What am I referring to? When you go to start the bike, if you pick up your foot and tap the ground, that's 10. Tap it twice, that's 20. Every time your foot touches the ground while that bike's moving, that's 10 push-ups. So listen, a lot of times I'll leave practice sessions, people owe me 1,010 push-ups. You know? I tell them, don't worry about it. You got all your, you can do 1 push-up a day. I don't care.
That's what y'all are really here for. Is a
You don't ever have to do them.
No, he counts even when he's not looking. He's counting when you're in line.
Yeah, and that happens all the time. So keep in mind, when we're in line, it happens all the time. When I say no duck walking today, guys, I don't care the distance you're moving the bike. We'll be in line. Lori will be here. She'll move up, and you're here. And so for you to move up, hey, I'm a duck walk. No, we're gonna do what I'm talking about. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. All right, all of this is gonna make sense, because we got to step outside of our comfort zones today, right? We're here to learn. You're comfortable walking the bike. That's why that's what you want to do. So listen, I'm a realist. I expect you to still do it. Somebody asked me, well, how are you so patient with these practice sessions, private lessons? Well, I am, because anything I'm asking you guys to do, I'm not expecting you to do it. If you do it, great. If you don't, that's exactly what I expected. So when you see me in videos going, woo, yeah, I'm elated. That's real. Because I love to see somebody, especially if I watch them do something and I just say something and it changes. And sometimes that's all it takes. So that's what we're all looking for. That epiphany moment. That's what we're looking for out here. Okay? All right. Any questions about any of that? Let's talk about stopping the motorcycle. You guys are pioneers, by the way, because I got rid of an exercise that we're not going to be doing, which is smooth stops from speed. I got rid of that exercise. So exercise number 1 is smooth short starts and stops. It's not a warm-up anymore. That's exercise number 1. This exercise is bread and butter to everything we're learning. But the first thing I'm going to focus on, guys, is stopping the motorcycle, because that's where I see a big, big issue. When you guys stop your motorcycle today, I want your foot coming down like this. Ding! You can even make the sound. Or in stride, heel toe. Heel toes benefit. Yes, I like when I do that, because then you guys are forced to look at these awesome Armstrong Indy Ridge boots. Ventilated Indy Ridge boots right there too. Anyway, Yeah. So what are the keys to stopping smoothly? Yes, I want your foot coming down so smooth that if you step on a bug, when you go to start, the bug flies away. All right, I'm exaggerating, but I see your face. I'm exaggerating. But that's the goal. That's always the goal. Today, that's how I want you stopping all day. All day. And after you leave here, that's the goal. It's not going to always happen. But when it doesn't happen, I want that to bother you a little bit. So let me ask you this question. If I come to a stop and my foot goes down like this, what was happening in that moment? No.
Bike was starting to fall.
That's right. The bike was starting to fall. And that's the key here. In order to bring this bike to a smooth stop, what most motorcycle riders will do, pull the clutch in. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now I got speed. They're going to keep that speed as long as possible until they feel, I don't like the way this feels. To them, that equals time to stop. Front brake, 2 feet out, abrupt stop. A lot of compression in the front suspension. I don't want to see that today. What we do on this bike, we're going to do it controlled. And in order to come, I've seen some people make videos on how to come to a smooth stop. And clearly we have a difference of opinion of what smooth is, right? A smooth stop, your bike should not be doing this, right? And your foot shouldn't be coming down like this. Because sometimes something's on the ground. It don't take a lot. And now you're trying to catch the bike. You know, stuff happens. Anytime we're doing anything, the smoother we are, the more in control we are. So if I'm coming to a stop and I start to feel the bike starting to do that, how do I deal with that? Stay in the friction zone? I wasn't in it. I had the clutch in. There you do. Go back in the friction zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We already talked about what keeps the bike up, right? Sufficient power to the rear wheel. So if that's what keeps it up, anytime I feel it falling, that's the answer. So when you say, how do I make this bike fall stylistic? Well, first of all, we don't want it to fall. So open up that damn clutch, right? Provide sufficient power. But if it is going to fall, what are you riding? Keep your feet on the boards. You have engine guards and saddlebag guards. That's not a question. I know you do. So that bike will ride on the engine guard and saddlebag guard until it comes to rest. And once it stops, you can just put your foot out, right? Now, when I started this in motorcycle school, it took me 4 days to get comfortable doing this. I just wasn't getting it. It's another reason why it's easy for me to be patient, because I went through this shit. But I went through it with levels of stress because, well, let me not say that. I felt pressure because if I didn't get this, I wasn't going to get into the highway patrol. And oh my God, I wanted to get into this unit. You guys don't have any pressure out here today. I want you to know that. Zero pressure aside from the pressure that you put on yourself. I got 9 exercises out here. You don't have to do all 9 exercises. Many of people have come out here, gotten up to exercise number 5 and shut it down. And before they even thought to shut it down, I was going to suggest it anyway. Because your goal is to build your confidence. It doesn't make sense for you to start doing stuff you're really not ready to do. So if you 1 through 4, if that's what you're good at, and you're not ready for 5, when we go forward, if you want to go back and practice that on your own, I don't have a problem with that. But if you hit a cone, put that shit back right where it was. Right? Okay. So if I want to bring the motorcycle to a smooth stop, I have to introduce that power. Friction zone. But I'm continuing to brake. I'm going to demonstrate this for you guys. So I'm coming to a stop. The good thing about this, guys, is you're not going to always have to use it. Everything that I'm talking to you about today, you're not going to always have to use. But we're putting tools in the tool belt so that when something happens, I say this all the time, your options out there are limited to your skill level. And if all you have are your instincts, squeeze and hope for the best is your only option in most situations. But this is not just about emergency stuff. We talk about that a lot because it gets people's attention. But it's about just knowing this gas stations or whatever, options. If your bike's right here, facing this way, and I say, Phoenix, do me a favor, bring your bike over here. In that moment, come over here. Stand right here, face that way. You're on your bike. I say, take your bike over there. What are your options? What are you going to do? Forget about your options. What are you going to do?
Figure out the smoothest route for me to get over there.
From right here, tell me what you're going to do. Are you?
I'm going to have to make a right turn.
Are you good? Can you make a right turn on your motorcycle from here with your feet up?
No.
Exactly. Okay, thank you. And that's my point, options. Most motorcycle riders are gonna either back up or duck walk this turn. But that's what exercise number 4 is about. That's this, right? We're gonna talk about that, but options, options, options. Little things like that. Stopping your motorcycle smoothly, believe it or not, that's involved. So when I come to the end of this stop, I don't need the friction zone when I initially start braking. So I can just coast, coast, coast. But as soon as I feel, uh-oh, I'm gonna introduce clutch. But first, I'm gonna introduce preload. Preload the throttle, then open up the clutch. And I'm gonna be, you know what? Let me stop right there. Let me stop right there. I gotta talk to you about 2 things before we even talk about that. One of them are the steps I want you to follow before you move this motorcycle. Step number 1, always step number 1, Phoenix.
I don't know. But first gear.
Make sure the motorcycle's in first gear. Step number 2,
Cover the rear brake.
cover the rear brake. I'm just gonna go through them. Step number 3 is preload the throttle and keep it loaded. Step number 4, as soon as the motorcycle starts to, slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. And then step number 5, as soon as the bike starts to move, pick up your foot. Now I used to say this all the time to people, and people would memorize it. So next time they come to a practice session, it doesn't matter. If I point to them, they always freeze up. It just happens, even if they know it. But then I realized people were just memorizing it. But if I asked them why they're doing it, they had no clue. So make sure the motorcycle's in first gear. Why is that so important? Here's why. If you ride, it may not be important to you now, but it will be. If you ride your motorcycle, like I just asked Phoenix, and like 98% of people do ride, where anytime it's a slow speed maneuver, they're gonna duck walk the bike. If that's how you ride, if your bike's in 5th gear when you start to move, it's not a big deal. You're starting with your feet on the ground anyway. You're gonna feel and hear, oh man, I'm in the wrong gear. But if you ride like we ride, your options of how you do things are different. So if I'm in this situation, I'm gonna turn the handlebars and I might start my bike in a lean, just let the bike fall, because in my mind I'm gonna catch it with the clutch. But if I'm in 5th gear, my bike's gonna fall. So that's why it's important to me to make sure it's in first gear. Step number 2, cover the rear brake. Do you know what cover the rear brake means? Foot on top of it with no pressure. Just rest your foot on it. Why do we cover it?
So it's there if you need it.
So not only so it's there if we need it, but so it will ensure that we apply gentle pressure to that rear brake. We have to be smooth today. The pressure that you remember, your clutch is what's really controlling the power. Your rear brake is an assist. Correction and control, that's what I said, that's what it gives you. So anytime we do use it, it should be gentle pressure, right? And you're gonna be more inclined to have gentle pressure on it if your foot's already on it. If you have to go to it, that's when we do that. And most motorcycle riders, we don't want any disturbances. If the bike's going slow, I want the ground smooth, I want it level. Gravel, oh hell, anything you introduce that's gonna cause something. But again, that's because options. If everything's a big deal, I say this all the time, the less you know, the more you worry. That's true with everything, right? So you know what? Step number 3, preload and keep it loaded. I'm talking about the throttle. Please listen to that. Preload and keep it loaded. What's gonna happen if you start to move your bike with just opening the clutch, no throttle? It might, but no, it's gonna stall. Yeah, so that's why we preload the throttle. We preload it because we have to raise the RPMs above idle. Because when you open your clutch, it's gonna bring it down anyway. That's why it stalls. Because idle, it was fine. So why is it stalling just by opening the clutch? It's dropping your idle, it's dropping the RPMs. So we have to raise that. Then once we're moving, we have to keep it loaded. So that when we're doing slow speed maneuvers, we don't stall. Because you can still stall, right? So keep that in mind. Step number 4, slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. Here's what I want you guys to do for me today. For the most part, when we ride our motorcycles at slow speeds, when we don't need power, we pull the clutch all the way to the grip. Now sometimes that's fine. But if you know you're getting ready to do slow speed maneuvers, or you're in the middle of a slow speed maneuver, that's a waste of time. So what I want you to do today is, I want you to open your clutch until you feel your bike start to move a little bit. Then pull it back in right before that. And that's where you live. So we talked about what keeps the bike up, sufficient power to the rear wheel. And we talked about addressing it as soon as you feel it. If your bike starts to fall and your clutch is to the grip, the time it takes you to go find the power, it's still falling. And when it enters the friction zone, by the time it does, it's not sufficient. That's why the bike still falls. But if we're right before the friction zone, as soon as you open your hand, you're there. As soon as you open it, you're there. This has to become part of your muscle memory. After a while, you get on your bike, you're gonna know where your hand should be, right? You get on somebody else's bike, like my bike here with a hydraulic clutch is further out, but now I'm accustomed to it. Some people's are further in. Doesn't matter. You practice on your bike, get where it's supposed to be. Next, 5 stages of the friction zone. Who hasn't heard about this? Have you heard about this?
5 stages.
Yeah, see, look at that, new stuff. Now, I just made this up about a month ago, but it's helped some people, so I'm going to share it with you guys. Hypothetically speaking, let's say that's 5 stages of the friction zone. Stage 1 is when you open up your hand and first feel the bike start to move. That's phase 1. The more you open your hand, the higher the stages go. I told you we're going to be using light pressure on the rear brake today. That's going to help you out with so much. Power to the rear wheel and using the rear brake together are going to stabilize this bike. I know your go-to is speed. That's what makes you feel comfortable. But that's not what we need out here. We need sufficient power to keep the bike up. So if I open my clutch, that's going to give me power, but without the brake, it's going to give me speed too. If I use them together, now I can stand up without going fast and do the things that I need to do. So what I'm going to say to you is, if you're in stage 1, 2, or 3, and you're dragging the rear brake, you're fine. If you're in 4 and 5, the bike's fighting. You're making it fight. How do you know if your bike's fighting? When you're dragging your rear brake, I'm going to demonstrate this for you guys right here. Right from the start, if I start my motorcycle and I'm on my rear brake and I'm dragging the rear brake, if I take my foot off the brake, my bike shouldn't go like this. If it does, I was making it fight, all right? You should be able to take your foot off the brake and the bike, if it is going to move a little bit quicker, of course, because you're using it to shave off speed, but minimal. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And if you're abusing your rear brake today, guys, I'm just going to take it away from you. But I took his rear brake away from him. Yeah, it was Michigan, and he actually did better. Now, I would never take the rear brake away from you or tell you not to use it out in the real world, because I already told you what it gives you, correction and control. But if you're overusing it, I need you to understand, you don't have to be so hard on it. Clutch control is what's most important, and this is just going to give you an assist, right? But you got to be in the proper stage. All right, I'm dragging the rear brake. This is stage 1. I'm off the brake now. See, nothing changed. On the brake. On the brake. Off the brake. Now I'm going to show you a different way. I'm on the brake. Off the brake. See? Big difference. If your clutch is open too far and you take your foot off the brake and the bike jumps forward,
Duck walk.
ducks don't walk backwards.
Oh, I'll remember that.
Yeah.
I like that. Clutch don't walk backwards.
I'm giving you all of that. Plus, even if I was going forward, if your bike's off, it's not a duck walk.
Oh, good to know.
Because sufficient power is what keeps it up. If you got no power, you don't have a choice but to duck walk it. Now I'm going to show you one more thing, guys, and to me, this has simplified this for a lot of people. We're overthinking a lot of the things that we're doing. The reason I'm talking to you about the stages leads into this. I'm going to make some turns, just like you saw me doing, with the bike straight up. I'm going to be dragging the rear brake. I'm going to be in maybe a stage 1 of the friction zone, maybe a 1.5. And then I'm going to go into a leaned U-turn. My clutch hand's not going to change. All I'm going to do is take my foot off the brake a little bit to give me a little bit of speed. Go around a couple of times. Then I'm going to put pressure back on the rear brake to slow down and go back up straight. Then I'm going to come in front of you and come to a smooth stop. Then I'm going to put my clutch in. The whole time I'm doing all of that, my clutch stayed in the same spot. But I see people out here, it's not necessary. Stay in the proper stage, light pressure on the rear brake, and I'm always standing by for a report from my brain. I feel falling, brake. All I got to do is come off the brake if I feel falling. Come off a little bit. Because I'm already loaded. I'm in the friction zone. As a matter of fact, I'm going to come to a complete stop with both my feet up. You're still going to hear my bike loaded, and I'm still going to be in the friction zone. But I'm in stage 1 of the friction zone, so it's fine. If I'm in a high stage, you can even hear when the bike is fighting. That's what practicing is going to give you too. You're going to start hearing stuff that don't sound right. Right now, if I tell people to preload, they give me a little bit, and I say, preload. Here's a little bit more, Rob, because in their brain right now, it doesn't sound right. But I tell them, no, it's fine. Yours is too low. All right, let me turn around. Rear brake. All right, so this is a good spot in the friction zone. I'm gonna keep my hand right here. I'm just dragging the rear brake. If I wanna lean, clutch is still in the same spot. Rear brake, rear brake. Come back up straight, rear brake, a little bit more pressure. Come to a stop, still in the friction zone, clutch hasn't moved. Rear brake, no brake. So now this is just clutch control. But already I feel like it's going too fast. So I gotta be moving my clutch in and out. I don't like that. Rear brake, so much smoother. Friction brake, straighten out. Now I pull the clutch in. Don't be doing a whole bunch of stuff with your clutch. Find a good spot and stay there. And use the rear brake, right? Now again, that doesn't mean to say there's not gonna be times where you wanna manipulate the clutch. This is a dance, right? You do what you need to do based on what you feel. I'm giving you options. I'm trying to simplify this for you. 9 times out of 10, if I'm doing anything like that, that's all rear brake. I'm keeping the clutch right where it is because I don't want the bike doing this at all. And how I smooth that out is keeping the power steady, keeping the throttle loaded, and just slight pressure on the rear brake. If I find a spot and it's working, everything stays the way it is. Why would I change it? If I feel any deficiency, it's starting to fall, foot off the brake a little bit. When we're doing exercise number 4, right turns, left turns from a stop, in that case, I'm gonna tell you to open the clutch up a little bit. Could be either or, it all depends. Let me know if I'm talking too fast for any of you guys.
My brain exploded.
Your brain exploded, okay.
You started did that, and I said,
About an hour ago.
and I was washing the hands and the feet, and I was like, my brain went, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look, now again, I want you guys to understand also that this is not a competition out here today, and nothing is set up that way, right? So some of the stuff you see me doing, I'm doing it to illustrate a point. I don't expect you to do it, right? At some point, if you get there, that's great. If you never get there, that's fine. I just want you to be comfortable when you slow down. This is the only vehicle in existence that your heart rate goes up the slower you go. And I want that to and I want that to change for you. I don't want a U-turn to be an oh crap moment. I just want it to be, I want you to get to the point where you go on a group ride like we did out in Tennessee and the road's closed and now we have to make a U-turn and you're excited about it where everybody else is shitting their pants. That's how I want you to be. I want you to be excited about it. You can't wait to do it. What's my buddy Pete in North Carolina? His friends call him U-turn now. He can't stop making U-turns, right? But guess what? He's enjoying it, but every time he's doing it, his skill is just getting better and his confidence is through the roof, right? All right, so I want you to remember what you saw here as far as me keeping that clutch in one spot. Anybody need to see that again? No, okay. Keep that in mind as we move forward into what we're doing. Okay, coming to the stop, that's the main part I wanted to talk to you guys about. Because as I'm bringing this motorcycle to a stop, at the end of the stop, I start feeling this stuff going on. As soon as I feel my handlebar starting to do that, I know that's the start of a fall. I'm gonna always preload first. 3 comes before 4. Preload, I'm gonna open the clutch, friction brake, meaning I'm braking while I'm in the friction zone. If stage 1 works, I'm staying in stage 1. But remember, the slower you go, the more it wants to fall. So sometimes you might have to go into 1.5, 2 at the end of that stop. It all depends on what you feel. But if you address it as soon as you feel it, it's not a big deal. What happens if I'm waiting here, I'm waiting to go, and when it's time for me to go, I take my foot off the brake, I preload the throttle, I open up the clutch, and my handlebars start turning. What's happening there?
Starting to fall.
That's right. That's the start of a fall. Anytime your handlebars start turning and you're not trying to turn, that's the start of a fall. Now, if that happens to you and your bike ends up all the way over there, what that means is you didn't address that as soon as you felt it. If you,
That's the first time I ever got an answer right.
that's not true. But if the bike goes like that and then all of a sudden your handlebars go like this, you addressed it right away. Remember, we're right before the friction zone, so it's not a big move. As soon as I feel it, I address it. If I want to get past that feeling, go ahead, dear.
So when you said you addressed it with the
Clutch.
With the clutch, not with turning the steering wheel. I mean, not with turning your handlebars.
No, because remember, with insufficient power, it's already starting to fall. You ain't gonna be able to turn the handlebars back. It's still gonna keep falling. You have to give it power. And that's why I let people know that. Most people won't even realize that's what's happening. If I let you know, if your handlebars are turning, it's the start of a fall. Just by knowing that, you'll know, okay, 4 equals clutch. 4 equals clutch. So, if you want to get past that falling feeling, open, close. I'm referring to your clutch. And I mean it in that speed. Open, close. When you start your motorcycle today, I don't want to see any movement in that front suspension. That's how smooth I want it to be. But if it's an open, close moment, yeah, I'm going to see it, but it should be quick. And all that's doing is getting you past this. Just open, close. So I'm going to show you first, smooth start. Zeros, the suspension should barely move. First gear, cover the rear brake, reload. Clutch is right before the friction zone, so I don't have to have a long travel. Foot up. See it moving? See that? That turn, see that turning? Now I want to get past that turn. I don't want that to happen. So now I'm going to open my clutch like this. Just like that. Nothing crazy. Just like that. That's it. Smooth stop. It's nothing crazy, but just that little bit of burst of power will get that bike to stand up. Because what does it want to do with power? It wants to stand up. I need it to stand up from the beginning so I don't have to worry about this, right? When it comes time to stop. Friction brake, friction brake. Now keep in mind, sometimes the balance of the bike is going to work out and you're not going to have to use a lot of this stuff. But I can always see when it was you or it was the bike. That's why I'll tell you, do it again. Broken clock is right twice a day, right? How relevant is your balance at slow speeds to keep this bike up? 100 being a lot, 50's in the middle, 0's 100.
Your balance first?
Yeah.
That was 10.
10. 0. 50. 0. 25. 0 is the correct answer. Because we talked about what keeps the bike up. We said sufficient power to the rear wheel. We never talked about our balance. And if we know this is a gyroscopic machine with power, it always wants to stand up. Your balance is irrelevant. You can pass out. The bike is going to stay up as long as it's got the power. Okay? So.
I've seen videos with guys, falling off their bike
Yeah.
on the highway.
Yeah.
And the bike just keeps going.
Yeah.
They're in the shoulder, and the bike just kept going.
Absolutely. So now I'm going to ride towards you guys at a slow speed. And like normally, I'm going to pull the clutch all the way in. Then when I get to the end of that stop, when I'm starting to get to the end of that stop, you're going to hear my RPMs go up because that's me preloading. And I'm going to go back into the friction zone. And how much I go into the friction zone is going to depend on what I feel. And so this turn right here, I'm going to make a turn. This is one of these circumstances where I'm going to use the rear brake right from the start. I'm starting out already applying pressure to the rear brake because I don't have room or space to have this bike going forward. The rear brake gives me correction and control, even from a start. So in this case, I might open the clutch up to a level 1.5 or even a 2. I just need the bike to stand up. But as soon as I do that, I'm doing an open close, pulling it right back in. Or I'm opening it up quick and rear brake right away. Right away. Come on, girl. There you go. So even if I start from a full lock, nothing changes. First gear, cover the rear brake, reload, clutch right before the friction zone, foot up, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. All right, clutch is in. Preload, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Smooth stop. See, I didn't like that stop. If you noticed, it was lean like this. My goal is to always stop the bike straight up. If it's leaning, it was starting to fall. And usually what happens is I pull a clutch in too early. So sometimes this is the counterintuitive part. As you're stopping, yes, your clutch hand might be opening, not closing, because I need to give power if I feel like I need it. And stage 1 could work all the way to the end of the stop. But if you start feeling this again, open it up a little bit more, but keep braking. And that's the key. If I tell you to stop at this cone at a very slow speed, a lot of motorcycle riders won't brake until they get to the cone. That's why the brake is like this. Brake, 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 but I'm in the friction zone. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. One more time, and then we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. Clutch in. So already I feel it. Preload, friction zone, but rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Ding! Smooth stop. Now, full disclosure, when I'm coming to the end of that stop, right before I'm gonna put my foot down, I open my clutch like that. Because again, it's going that slow, it always wants to fall. So I just give it a little bit, but brake at the same time. And I do it in a way that it all comes together. It looks smooth, it feels smooth. I'm looking at your face, don't worry about it. This is all gonna make sense, I promise you. Okay, first exercise we're gonna do, guys, smooth, short starts and stops. Cones are 15 feet apart. I don't really care about the distance, but the point is that exercise is forcing you to be the boss of your motorcycle, because you don't have space for speed to take over. So what I normally get, and I'm expecting it. Ready, Rob? Yeah, I'm ready. All right, go. Right? Remember, I don't want to see any, unless you're doing an open close, I don't want to see any compression or whatever. I don't want this front suspension moving. I want you to be smooth. Smooth start, smooth stop. And the only way you're going to be able to stop smoothly, you need the friction zone. So it's designed, I want you to need the friction zone. So when we do that exercise today, guys, I want to make this clear. After that exercise, for the rest of the day, that's how I want you stopping, period. And I want you to focus on it. Say in your brain, if I say friction brake, that's me telling you friction zone and rear brake at the same time. It's progressive. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. I feel wobble. Open this up more, but keep braking, braking, braking. Bing! And then the coordination comes in. If you stop and your foot's behind you, you're not giving enough rear brake. If you stop and you tap the ground twice, it's the same thing. You're not giving yourself some brake. So the heel toe helps, because as you're braking, once you put your foot down, finish it off. Boom, it comes out at the same time. Just to show you how nervous people get, would it surprise you if I told you when I'm doing this in private lessons, somebody finally gets the smoothness down, but they forget to put a foot down. And so they're still stopping like this. And I'm letting them know the only reason you're stopping like that, the bike was stopped, but you still had your foot on the board. Again, you should feel it, getting ready to stop, getting ready to stop. Nobody's stopping it except you. All right?
You ever go to put your foot down in the cuff of your pants, gets caught?
On the shifter? Or on the board?
Yeah.
Not on this bike, but that has happened on that damn Indian. But that's only because the way the heel toe shifter was designed, it was, yeah, that's why some people make their pants, they do that kind of stuff to their pants. Really, it's for, because that doesn't feel comfortable after a few miles. All right, so that's all we're doing over there, guys. Smooth start, smooth stop, head and eye straight ahead, and I'll be talking to you on the way as I'm recording you doing it. Any questions about any of that?
Can I just add one thing?
Yes.
To get the most out of the practice and get it into your muscle memory faster, once we do exercise 1, do that even when you're in line. Sometimes people separate the drill from getting to the drill and riding around in here.
I've seen
Right?
that.
Yeah.
I've seen that in the videos.
It's like
you're
two
done with the
separate
turn,
things. Okay,
now you
now
leave
I'm-
the turn and do some sloppy
Yep.
stuff
Yeah.
outside the turn.
So even when he talks to you and you stop and you got your feet down, you're listening, after he's done speaking with you, cover the rear brake, right? First gear, cover the rear brake, and then pull out just like for step 1. Step 1 is every single thing you do, because if you don't practice it other than when you're in the drill, as soon as you get off here, you're just going to go back to your normal habits.
Yeah, use your time here wisely. We're in a practice environment, and so we're going to practice at a higher level. So some of the things I'm going to be asking you to do, you might be like, well, what the hell do I need this for? It's the same reason why when somebody's getting ready to bat up in baseball, that thing they're swinging is heavy as hell. It's just going to make the bat feel lighter. So same thing out here, okay? If you don't watch baseball, that's lost on you. What's up?
Do you do anything with the throttle, or do you just always know where your RPM should be? In other words, if you're just going in the friction zone but you don't have enough power, do you subconsciously, unconsciously make that adjustment with your throttle?
Okay, his question is, do I do anything with the throttle? It's a good question, and here's the answer. 3 comes before 4. You should be listening to it. So what I want you guys to do is, and I'm gonna let you know if it's too low. I want you to pretend we're all on Harley Davidsons except you and you. I don't know how your bike idles. Harley Davidsons don't have a smooth idle. They idle like this. That's where the sound comes from. If you hear that, it's too low. I want you to pretend your motorcycle's on an EKG machine. I want a flat line. So preload the throttle. That's going to get me that sound, and I need to keep that sound. So if you say, how do I know if my throttle's too low? I can hear it, right? I can hear it. And I know once I start opening this clutch, it's going to change the sound, right? It's going to change the sound. So my goal is to always be listening to that. That's my lifeline, right? The clutch is fine. So right here, I'm listening to that. My goal is to keep it there. So, sometimes people make a turn and then the throttle changes because their wrist positioning changes. But if I'm listening to it, I just make the adjustment. So my goal is preload. I like the way that sounds. Hoping the clutch is going to go down. Good. That sounds good. Keep it right there. Nope, too low. I like it. I like it. I like it. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Smooth stop. Now what I just did there, coming out of that turn, that's when stopping like we're going to stop is so important. When you hear people say I had to lay the bike down, a lot of the times it's because they started a turn, started a lean, saw something, and what's people's first reaction? Shit, brakes. You do that, the bike's going to fall. And now they want to, they're really upset with whatever was happening there. When really that just means two things. One, no head and eyes. If they were looking, they would have saw that car. But two, they don't know this. They don't know what to do here. If my bike's already leaned and I need to stop, what do I need to do, Phoenix?
Stop.
Yeah, I already committed to my lean. I'm just starting. I see something. I need to stop this bike. I still have a little bit of space.
Straighten out the wheel.
Straighten out the wheel. It's just going to keep falling. That's right. I got to do exactly what I was telling you guys I got to do. Preload, open up the clutch. What does it want to do with power? Stand up and go straight. When it wants to go straight, the handlebars straighten out. So if I want to do that, again, it's counterintuitive. Oh shit doesn't mean brake in this situation. It means brake, but friction zone, rear brake. The same way we're stopping here. Because if I stop any other way, if I just tap the brake, front or rear, it's going to fall. If I provide power and stop, that's how you stand the bike up and bring it to a stop. Now in that situation, yeah, you're going to see the suspension go like that. That's fine. But I'm talking about a normal stop. We want to stop smooth, okay? Power is the answer when you feel uh-oh. Not speed, power. We good? Good question. Any other questions?
So my question is, so you made a statement a couple of times. It makes it sound like the steering wheel, the handlebars will straighten up or turn based on power and not you doing it.
Yeah, it will. So I'll give you a perfect example. This is a guy on the racetrack. His bike, he fell off the bike. The bike flipped over. But just because the wheel was still going, when it touched the ground, the bike picked right back up and went straight. So here's the biggest thing and a lot of times people go, oh shoot, I'm doing a private lesson. I'm telling the guy to make a turn. And I call it rigor mortis of the arms. He's trying everything to turn the bike and it won't turn. I'm like, come on, turn. He's like, ah. I told him, tap the rear brake. Boom. As soon as he tapped the rear brake, the handlebars went like this. Because it always wants to go straight. So keep in mind what we're doing out here today. You're not going to need a whole lot to make a big difference. Because when you're going slow, everything's exaggerated. Just like if I put you on the back of my bike, if we're going 50 miles per hour and you shift your weight, it's not a huge deal at all. But if you do that at 5 miles per hour, oh shit, I'm going to feel it. Everything's exaggerated when you're going slow because it wants to fall. The only thing keeping it up is the power we provide. When it's going fast, the speed is keeping it up. Momentum's keeping it up. And power, but you don't need the power at a certain speed. And so sometimes people rely on, I'm not even going to say that, I don't want to complicate this, but it's always going to be easier to turn this bike without a lot of power. The number one way we're dying on motorcycles is running wide in turns. So what you learn at slow speeds carries over to higher speeds on the highway. If I'm trying to make a turn, a 90-degree turn, full lock. It's much easier to do it like that. Just that little bit of speed right there, I couldn't turn the bars. See, that's what, if I'm going that fast, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, smooth stop. If I'm going faster and I want to turn, now I have to lean. It's the only way. And so that's why most motorcycle riders ride straight and make slight turns. Sport bike riders, they ride straight and make slight turns. That's all the bike can turn. But the reason this is comfortable for motorcycle riders is all of this is speed. In order to turn like this, you need to be going slow. So that's just physics. The slower you go, the easier it is to turn the handlebars, right? We're going to talk about all of that. So don't worry about that right now, but I like the questions.
Next question.
Go ahead.
In my past, we did a lot of counter steering too.
Counter steering? Okay.
Well, you go in, if you want to go into a turn, you'd be pulling your right handlebar back, and the bike would fall in. And I was just thinking, I still do that on occasion.
Yeah.
Out of habit, you know, because it's like I want to make a turn, and I know the bike will fall into the turn faster if I counter steer. And in this, I found that is way out of the program.
Yeah, you know, so what's relevant in slow riding is counterbalancing, right? Counter steering, yeah, it still is. It still is.
I didn't think it was used at all. I was like,
yeah, it's when we start doing stuff like single serpentine and stuff. You know, I don't really get into that because I don't know what it is about my brain, but I just know turn.
yeah.
Turn. I don't know if I have to get into the mechanics of take this hand and pull it this way and push this up. You know, just turn the damn handlebars.
Yeah.
But what I do have to talk to people about is counterbalancing, keeping your body straight up and down. The first 3 things we're doing out here today: we're not turning and we're not leaning. We're just focusing on going straight, being comfortable going straight, and not putting our feet down when we feel uh-oh. That's the issue with people with U-turns. If you're not comfortable riding slowly in a straight line, of course a U-turn is going to be overwhelming for you because now we're leaning the bike over, right? That's all this is about. It's about listening to the throttle, getting accustomed to it being too low, starting smooth, stopping smooth, feet up. And when you stop, 1 foot down, nice and smooth. Any other questions? I love it. All right.
One of the things is, this is going back to being a kid riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
In my mind, I have this mental block, what you call a rigor mortis or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Is, you know, I remember being a kid riding my bicycle and turning the handlebars and going ass over tea kettle.
Yep.
You know, because my handlebars were like this, back wheel came up because the front wheel went like mad.
I love that Tom said that. Go ahead.
On a motorcycle, if I'm thinking correctly, you really can't turn the handlebars far enough to get the front wheel kind of perpendicular for that to happen, like you can on a bicycle.
Yeah.
Am I thinking correctly with that?
You are. The reason I love this is because I did a video on it.
Oh, you did?
And in the beginning of the video, I ride up my driveway on a mountain bike. And I say in that video, this is the reason why people don't like full lock. I said, I think it's attributed to this. And I took my mountain bike and turned the steering, now you got me saying steering wheel. Turned the handlebars all the way and I had the bike go like this. Because on a bicycle, the only thing that prevents that wheel from going around and around are the cables to the brakes. If you don't have any cables on the front, you can just do that. I knew a guy that used to do wheelies and just spin it while he was doing it. But this has a lock, so that will never happen. But for most motorcycle riders, this ain't a problem anyway, because the only way you can lock is if you're going 2-3 miles per hour. And they're not doing that anyway, so they don't have to worry about that. All right, but good question. That's why it's important to have these conversations, because a lot of the times, something that we don't even know we're worried about, it's in there. But if we talk about it, we can get it the hell out of there. All right, anything else? All right. Coming out of a turn, that's when this is most important. Straighten out, friction brake, smooth stop. Friction brake, see the handlebars? That's what I want to see. Heel toe, foot up. I didn't need an open close there. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Smooth stop. All right, let's do it. Beautiful. Nice, Mike. Remember, don't pass the cone. Friction brake, friction brake. Make sure when you start, Mike, pick that foot up right away. Right now, you're keeping it behind you. Good. Excellent, Mike, excellent. See the handlebars right there? Immediate correction. Friction brake, friction brake. All right. Put a foot down too early right there. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Good. Excellent. One more. Outstanding, Lori. So you see a couple of times her foot went behind her a little bit, just not enough pressure on the rear brake. All right, remember, don't pass the cone. All right, so remember, open the clutch a little bit quicker, open close, so you don't have that falling feeling. Too much speed, too much speed. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Much better. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Give me one more. Get that foot up. Good. Clutch, clutch. All right, give me one more. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right. So remember, when you're starting with your foot like this. Pick your foot up right away. All right. And you might be saying, I don't understand. Sometimes he looks smooth as butter, and then other times it doesn't. I told you, sometimes the balance of the bike is going to work out, and sometimes it's going to be on you, and I can see the difference all the time. Too much speed, Rob. Good. Friction brake, friction brake. Nice. Good. That's what I'm looking for right there. Yeah, man. Clutch. Ah, that's 10. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. See, and the reason your motorcycle is dipping at the end there, because your clutch, you're doing this to it. Just keep the clutch where it is, and if you need more, you just open it more, but you don't need to do that. All right, good job. Like I said, guys, you don't need to be doing a lot for a lot to happen on the bike when you're going very slowly. And just those little movements he's making with his clutch, it's not necessary. Just keep it where it is, stage 1, stage 2, whatever. Shouldn't be a 2, but it could go to a 2 at the end. Smooth stop, smooth stop. All right, don't pass this cone. Preload the throttle. Clutch. Keep it loaded. Foot up, clutch, 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 clutch. Smooth stop. All right. So here's what I want you to do. Right now you're opening the clutch up slowly.
Okay.
I want you to open it. I want you to do an open close. What you're doing is trying to keep the clutch open in the same spot. That's why you're going too fast.
Okay.
Open it and close it a little. Don't close it all the way. Open, close.
Okay.
Just to get the bike to stand up. And now, friction zone, friction zone. I want to see the handlebars doing this. Because if they're straight the whole time, going too fast.
Okay.
All right, preload. Pull it in a little. All right, right there, I said pull it in a little. You pulled it in and went right back out.
Yeah.
Pull it in, keep it in, a little. Preload. Pull it in a little. Friction brake. Yeah, too much speed and it's falling. You got to control that bike with that clutch. Put that foot up, clutch, clutch, clutch. Good, good. All right, watch the speed, watch the speed. Make sure you're dragging that rear brake. Preload, foot up, clutch, 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 clutch. Pull it in, too much speed, too much speed.
He's popping out of gear.
That's different. Pull it in a little. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. It's too much clutch. All right, go around. Reload. Clutch. Next cone. Too much speed. Too much speed. Believe it or not, too much speed. So, also what you're doing is when you're starting, you're keeping your foot on the ground like this. As soon as that bike starts to move, pick your foot up. Also, you're opening the clutch and keeping it in one spot. That's why you got too much speed. Open, close a little bit. So that's how it should start. And then ride it out. And if you need more clutch at the end, that's when you start opening. Keep that throttle loaded. Brake. The whole time you're braking. Brake, brake, brake. Preload. Too much speed. If your handlebars are straight the whole time, you know you're going too fast. Foot up. Too much speed. There we go. There we go. Shave some of it off. And you see how your stop is abrupt at the end? Yeah. You're not braking progressively. You're waiting till you get right here. Brake. So as soon as you start, open the clutch, close it. I'm going to tell you, all right, close it. Don't close it all the way. You're going from a stage 2 to a stage 1. That's what I want you to do.
I'm so used to doing that with the front. I'm trying to, it's hard to keep my hand off the front brake.
It's okay. That's what the push-ups are for.
Yeah.
All right, remember, preload, open the clutch. Where's your friction zone start? Right there. Right before it. Okay, good. Preload. Clutch, open, close it a little. All right, and I expect that. I said close it a little. Yeah. That's what you did. So this is what you should be doing. Open, close. Open, close. That's all you need to do. Because you're right before it. Reload. Head 9 straight ahead. Yeah, you're still doing the same thing. You're going like this at it. And that was still too fast. Too fast. Did it feel good?
It felt better, but not good.
Yeah. And I always tell people, if it felt good or better or anything like that, that lets you know you're going too fast. I don't want it to feel good. All right, go around. And what I mean by that is, I want you to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the only way this is going to happen. First cone. All right, next cone. Good, good, good. Not bad. Let's try another one. Head 9, straight ahead. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Woo! Nice. Do that again. Let's see if that was the bike just working out. Good. Friction brake, friction brake. Easy on that brake. Easy. Good. Nice start. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right. So right now, when you get to the end of that stop, like most people, you don't like the way it feels at all. And that's why as soon as you feel that falling, you're putting your foot down and stopping. Open the clutch up a little bit more. That's all you need to do, but keep braking. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Try it again. Good. Keep the clutch open, keep it open, keep it open. Brake, brake, brake. All right, pull it in, pull it in. There we go. It's coming, it's coming. Phoenix. That's 70 push-ups right away. That's not even possible. I hope not. All right.
Okay.
Cover that rear brake.
Yeah, okay, so that already, that's where I'm comfortable. Starting with my foot up on the rear brake. I feel
That's
like
right.
I'm leaning already.
That's step number 2. Put your foot on the rear brake. If you feel like that doesn't feel comfortable, just take that foot and put it out a little bit more. You're good. A little bit more. Just so when you pick your foot up, you don't feel like the bike's going to fall over. All right. Preload, good. Keep your head and your eyes straight ahead. Stop at the next cone. Smooth start, smooth stop. Good. Clutch, clutch. You're good. Don't worry about it. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Brake, 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 brake. All right. Let me back you up. So what you're doing is what most people do. You're opening your clutch and you're keeping it open the whole time. That's why you're going too fast. Open the clutch. As soon as that bike starts to move, Phoenix, close it a little bit. Not all the way, a little bit. And then ride that friction zone. Start at a 2, pull it back to a 1. Hold it at 1 while you're braking, braking, braking. Keep it at 1 all the way until you put your foot down. Then pull the clutch in. Reload. Clutch. Keep it loaded. Clutch. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. So remember, right there, as soon as you pick your foot up, the bike's falling. You're opening the clutch too slow. Open it, close it. Right, just to get it past that. Open it, close it. Not close it all the way, close it to a lower part of the friction zone. And you should be braking right from the start. You're waiting until you get to the cone, then you're braking. That's why the bike's going like that. Right? Brake, brake, brake. Friction brake. Good. Foot up, clutch, clutch. Pull it in, pull it in. So now you're pulling it in too much. Pull it in a little bit. You're pulling it all the way to the grip. And do it right away, Phoenix. You're opening the clutch and keeping it open. Open, close. Reload. Clutch. Open it, open it, open it. Close it. Good. Friction zone. That's better already. No, that's already better. Keep your foot on that brake and use it. If you feel falling, open that clutch quicker. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Pull it in a little. Brake, brake. It's okay. You can start from there. You can start from there. That's another 30. Preload. Preload. Clutch. Open it. Open it. Close it a little. Close it a little. Friction brake. Friction brake. Yeah, and I see what's happening. As soon as I tell you to close it a little, you don't like the way it feels. So immediately the feet come out and you're trying to stop. Then it'll come. It'll come. Yeah, go around. Preload. Cover that brake. Preload. Clutch. Fit up. Clutch. 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 There we go. Good, good, good. Friction brake. Beautiful. Excellent. Outstanding, Mike. Yeah, man. Staging, staging. Oh, that was excellent. Lori said I'm going to practice today with my bag on the back. Yeah, of course. Nice. Because that's how she rides, so why not? Nothing changes. Nice. One more. All right, give me another one. There we go. Good. Friction brake, friction brake. Nice. All right. Too much speed. So what you're doing is, and ordinarily it wouldn't be a big deal, but I want you to need the friction zone. You're getting the bike so fast that you could pull a clutch in and ride it to a smooth stop. I want you to have to use the friction zone to bring it to a smooth stop. Because right there, you got the clutch in while the bike's still moving and it's still smooth. That's momentum. Too much speed. Pull it in a little. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. One more. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Good job, man. Good. Too much speed, too much speed. Actually, I take that away. It's not that it's too much speed, you're not applying enough pressure to the brake. Because his handlebars are moving and stuff, his speed is not that fast, see? Right now, you should be braking. Yeah, same thing. You're waiting late to brake. Start braking earlier. Foot up. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. One more. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Yeah, still too much speed. And I know some people are like, too much speed? Look how slow I'm going. Gotta go slower. All right, preload. Clutch, pull it in a little. Too much speed, too much speed, too much speed.
So too much speed. Should I pull the clutch in a little or more rear brake?
No, pull the clutch in a little initially. Because you're braking, you should be braking right from the start because you got a short distance to travel. So you're not gonna wait till the last minute. The longer you wait to brake, the more it's gonna be stopping like this. So open, close, right from the start. Open, close it a little bit.
Okay.
So you're gonna
have my foot on the rear brake.
always
dragging it a little
recovering it. Yeah, but you're dragging it. Yes.
bit. Yeah. Okay.
So you're gonna do stage 2 back to a 1.
Okay. I was not. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't dragging my brake at all. I was
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Drag it.
Okay.
Foot up. Pull it in a little. Good. Brake. Clutch. 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 Brake. 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 Too much clutch.
Too much in or out?
You're going too fast, so too much out. Go. Pull it in a little. Brake. 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 That's already better. Give me some more pressure on that brake. Go. Pull it in a little. Brake. Too much speed. Now what's happening is I'm telling you to pull it in a little, and you're pulling the in and going right back out.
Okay. Pull it
Keep
in.
it in.
Pull it in. Okay.
Don't, not to the grip, to a stage 1. Good. Pull it in a little. Pull it in a little. Too much speed. You're not pulling it in. Pull it in a little. Friction brake. Friction brake. Friction brake. Friction brake. Friction brake. All right. We'll work on it. Good. Friction brake. Friction brake. Keep it in the friction zone. Friction brake. Friction brake. Right now, your clutch is doing this. It should, just keep it open. It should be open until you put your foot down, and then you pull it in. Preload, clutch, pull it in a little, just a little. You're yanking it in. Easy with that clutch. A lot of movement with that clutch hand, a lot of movement. All right, nice and easy. Preload, clutch, foot up, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right, it's still too much clutch. Because when you start, you're opening your hand and it's not changing. It should be open and close it a little bit. Try it again. Good, foot up. Keep it in, keep it in. Not all the way though. Right now your clutch is still dancing. That's the best stop you've done though. Right there. Do it again. Foot up. Pull it in a little. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. You mind if I get on this?
Any better?
Yeah, that is better. You mind if I get on this? So yes, even on this bike, I'm getting on the high side. Evenly distribute the weight, not a problem. Ah. So there's your friction zone right there, good. Preload. Open, close. Close it a little bit. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Smooth stop. Foot up. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Smooth stop. That's it, it's just the clutch, man. Right now you're doing this.
Okay.
And your clutch is smooth. Oh shit. Screw that.
Oh, sorry about that.
Nope. That's why I do the high side. So yeah, the rules don't change, guys. If you get on a different bike, it's gonna feel different. But you just keep in the back of your mind, the rules don't change. Feelings can always be adapted to. That's why I always tell people you can get used to anything. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Easy on that stop. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right, make sure you keep that throttle loaded. It's low. It's bump, 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 bump. Head and eye, straight ahead. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Remember, right now it's the same thing. You're feeling falling. Keep that clutch open all the way until you stop. Then put your foot down. Reload. Foot up. Friction brake, friction. Throttle's too low. And you got the clutch open too far. You can hear it. Preload. Clutch. Pull it in a little. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. So remember, when you start, I should see your clutch open and then close it a little bit. You don't need to keep it wide open the whole time. That way when you start braking, it's not fighting. Reload. Reload. Easy on that brake. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. There we go. Much better, much better. All right. All right, you ready? Foot up, clutch, 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 clutch. Pull it in a little. Clutch. Pull it in a little. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Remember, open, close. Open that clutch. Open it, open it, open it, open it. Close it a little. Good. Start braking. Brake, 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 brake. Much better. Do that again. Reload. Clutch. Foot up, foot up. Pull it in a little. All right. Brake, 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 brake. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. You're good. Reload. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Pull it in a little. Start braking, 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 braking. All right. One more time. Good. Clutch, foot up. Clutch, clutch. Pull it in a little. Start braking. That's already getting better. Already getting better. Right there, you put your foot back down. Keep that clutch open until you come to a stop. Then come to a smooth stop. Good job. All right, guys. That's exercise number 1. We're going to move on to exercise number 2, the slow ride, which incorporates some of this. And sometimes when I'm doing private lessons, I have to start with the slow ride before this, because this is a lot. All right, ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Good. Rear brake, smooth stop. That's not fair because you know it's coming. Smooth stop. I mean, park over there. Rear brake, smooth stop. Friction brake, friction brake. Like I told your husband, it's not fair. You know it's coming. I know. Do it. Clutch. Rear brake, smooth stop. Rear brake, rear brake. Do it. Good. Rear brake, smooth stop. Good job. Close, close. Keep it closed. You don't need it. Keep going. All right, rear brake, smooth stop. Woo!
A little hard on the brake.
Yeah. Open, close. Close it. Close it. Keep it closed. Keep it closed. Yeah, you don't need it. Look.
I know, I feel like I was going fast.
All right, smooth stop, rear brake. Good job. Friction brake. You hear your bike? You're too heavy on the rear brake. You're making it fight. So make sure that you're only applying light pressure to that brake. And if the bike's still going too fast, you got to pull the clutch in more. You're in too high of a stage of the friction zone. All right, no rear brake. Preload. Clutch, let's do it. Open, close. Close it. Keep it closed. When you need it, open, close. Oh, passing me. Rear brake, smooth stop. All right. All right, you ready? Don't pass me. No brake, no brake. No brake. No brake. Preload. Preload. Clutch. Open, 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 open. Open it, open it. Open the clutch. Open it, close it. Open it, open it. Get those feet up. Get that foot up. Get that foot up. Get that foot up. When you need it, open. Close. Keep it closed. Keep it closed. You got it open. See how fast you're moving? When you need it, just a quick open close. All right, rear brake, come to a smooth stop. All right, guys, do it again. Yeah, I usually only do this once, but I want them to do this again because, you know, a few of them were kind of struggling with it. Plus, I got a smaller group here, so. Rear brake, smooth stop. Yeah, this way I know it's true if I give them more space to do it. Good job. Yeah, I gave them more space this time because the last time it was so quick that they could just coast and never have to go back into the, never have to open again. I want them to be able to, I want them to have to open again. All right, ready? Do it. Uh-oh. Rear brake, smooth stop. Guys, did you see that? I told her smooth stop. Her handlebars are starting to turn, so she didn't stop there. You heard the RPMs go up, straightened out. Excellent, excellent. Because at this point, she doesn't have to think about it. She feels like, I want to stop, but if the handlebars are turned, that means that the bike is starting to fall in that direction. That's not the time to stop. You got to give it power, but rear brake to straighten out the bars. Excellent, Lori. All right, you ready? Don't. I'll let you know when you got to stop. No brake. Pull the clutch in. You're going too fast. Too much speed. All right, rear brake, smooth stop. Excellent, excellent. And I knew Rob would be good at this just from watching him in the other exercise. Rear brake, smooth stop. There you go. I didn't even have to say it. Good job, man. Open, close. Close the clutch. Close it. Close it all the way. Keep it closed until you need it. And then open, close. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Good. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Good. Smooth stop. Friction brake. Use the brake. Much better, man.
Better.
Much better. All right, so remember, we're coasting. Open, close, and just coast until you need it, and then open.
Okay.
All right, ready? Reload. Foot up. Pull it in. Pull it in. Just coast. Oh, see, you just opened it up. You don't need that power. Just move the front. Yeah, there we go. Move the bars back and forth. When you need it. Good. All right, rear brake, smooth stop. Good job, man. Let's do it. Pull it in. Just coast. When you need it, quick burst. You're passing me. Pull it in. Rear brake, smooth stop. All right, Phoenix, that's another 20. That's another 20. I saw it. All right, you ready? Remember, open the clutch, the initial clutch. Open it like you mean it, and then close it right back and just coast until you need it again. Then quick burst. That's it. Don't pass me. Open it, open it. Open it, close it. Now work it out. Good. Good. When you need it, open, close. Pull it in. Good. You don't need it. Good, good. When you need it, open, close. Good. Come to a smooth stop. Rear brake, friction brake. That's what I'm talking about. Good job. All right, guys, we're going to move on to trust and believe. Do you trust and believe? Do they? But of course, we're going to talk about this first. All right, any questions on the slow ride?
We do.
You did good. I actually had, that's why I had you do it again. Because the first time I had you do it, it wasn't enough space. Some of you guys were able to open your clutch and close it and keep it closed the whole time. I need you to get to the point where you feel, open, close. Because I need to get you accustomed to, that's all I need. I don't need all of this, right? First time you made that stop, and you were like, I wasn't smooth. That's an understatement. But
My rear wheel came off the ground.
well, that was if it was with the front brake. But I do that by design to show you the importance of covering it. That's why I tell you don't cover it. And that's why I told these two, that's not fair. You guys knew I was going to have you stop. So they're like, bing, you know, they know it's coming. But that's why we cover it. Tell me your name again. Rick. So Rick told me something that I was like, oh, I'm glad you told me that, because I say this all the time. I keep telling you guys to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Motorcycle riders, if nothing's ever happened to you while you're riding, nothing in your brain's going to say, I need to do something. Everything's fine, right? Also, duck walking is so normalized in this country that you would never think something's wrong with it. It's not just that it doesn't look good, it shows that you really don't know how to operate these things, right? So Rick told me he trains pilots. He's a pilot. And I love that because I always talk about pilots. So I'm going to ask you a question. Flight simulators. A flight from point A to point B. is there ever a time in a flight simulation where that's a smooth flight, nothing goes wrong?
No.
Exactly. And that's done by design. They're not going to learn unless something goes wrong and they know what to do to correct it. That's the same thing on your bike. So I want you to embrace the discomfort, because at some point that discomfort's going to go away, because you're going to know what to do when you feel it. And it's not even going to be discomfort anymore. Now there's levels to everything. So right now you might be at a level 5 of discomfort, 5 out of 5. As long as you get down to a 3, you're still good. Eventually it'll be a 2 and a 1. Because make no mistake about it, the pucker effect is still real, whether you got this or not, right? It's just less, right? It's less. Okay, exactly. All right, but you guys did very well, very well. And especially you on the last one. Because again, I wanted you to work it out a little bit, work it out. Nobody put any feet down. Outstanding. All right, no questions? Moving on. Do you trust and believe that as long as you provide sufficient power to the rear wheel, the bike won't fall?
Yes.
How about you?
I've seen you do it.
Do you trust it and believe it?
Not 100%.
Okay, how about you?
Yep.
You do.
Working on it. Yeah, working on it.
That's a good answer.
You do, you do. All right. Usually if somebody says they trust and believe, I tell them they're FOS. Because every exercise up till now, if I see you putting your feet down every time you think the bike's going to fall, you don't trust and believe. That's what this exercise is designed for. It's to reprogram your brain that when you feel falling, this is not the answer. This is. So, in a nutshell, we're going to follow 5 steps. Step number 1, always step number 1. If you're trying to remember these steps, it's a square. Make sure it's in first gear. That's where we start. Then we come across. Cover that rear brake. We come up. Preload and keep it loaded. Go back across. Clutch. Now with the clutch, just like I already told you, we're going to bring the clutch right before the friction zone. Right before it. And then step number 5. I'm going to say foot up. When I say foot up, don't think about it. Just pick your foot up. And I don't want this bike moving at all. And she said no.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to go sideways.
Hear me out. Well, here's the good thing. If it goes sideways, I'll be right here. But the worst that can happen here is your bike tip over. And so that's why, I know you said the other bike you have is a Harley.
Yeah.
It's got engine guards and saddlebag guards.
Yeah.
And so today you brought the Yamaha.
Suzuki, yeah.
Suzuki. Where's your bike?
Got engine guards.
Oh, right here. Okay. He's got engine guards.
Soft bags.
Okay. Now, the Yamaha, a lot of people will get a bike like that when they're learning. They feel like everybody wants to get something lighter when they're learning. I get it. But what they don't understand is that Yamaha, if he falls, he's on his ass. There's no guards and it's higher up. So it's a higher fall. Where these bikes, you'll just be on the guards. So it doesn't just protect the bike, it protects you. As long as you keep your feet on the board. What do you got?
You're right, absolutely. I
Uh-huh.
like the sport bikes because they're light and powerful. But I would venture to say that we have in the back of our minds, because I have one of these at home, now that weighs 900 pounds.
That's right.
It's going to end up on me.
That's
so
right.
Our fear is not falling, it's being...
Yeah. And it's a valid fear. That was my fear in motorcycle school. I kept thinking this bike was going to fall on me. And that fear prevented me from doing anything else. And then one day I saw a cop, his name is Trevor Bosco. He was in the Cloverleaf. His bike went down and he was sitting there. And I remember him after the bike stopped. He was complaining like, damn it, but he's still sitting on the bike. Both his feet are on the boards. And he was just like, God damn. That was the day I was like, oh, okay. Prior to that, I almost broke my ankle there. That's another story. Putting my foot down. Because when you put your foot down when the bike's falling, the bike is still moving, your foot's going to go back. Something hard's waiting for it. Right? And because it's leaning, everything's closer. Right? So just keep that in mind.
Testament to that.
Okay. So when I say I don't want the bike moving, I'm going to be looking at this tread. I don't want to see it move at all. When you pick up your foot, if you address the feeling of falling as soon as you feel it, again, it's a smaller pucker effect and a small movement. So I'm going to demonstrate 2 ways for you. I'm going to demonstrate it addressing it right away, and then I'm going to demonstrate it waiting for a little while. I'm going to let the bike fall a little bit longer. Now, here's what I don't want you to do. Don't pick up your foot and just open your hand. You have to feel falling. It's the only way we're going to reprogram this. You want somebody to remember something? Tie an emotion to it. Happiest, saddest, maddest moment, you remember that. The feeling here is fear. It consumes us, but we got to be the boss. We got to take over that. We have to face that fear. So, here's what I'm going to say to you. When I say foot up, here's what I'm expecting. Foot up! That's the first thing I'm expecting. The second thing, foot up! Right? And the third thing, foot up. The foot's going to be up. The bike's not going to be moving. And then you're going to have to put the foot back down because you got the brake all the way to the thing. So you're holding the bike back because you're like this, right? I don't want you to overthink this, guys. I know it doesn't feel comfortable. That's why I said we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And if we really want to get this in, this uh-oh feeling and associating it with the clutch, we have to do it in it. To me, this is the easier one because the worst that can happen is the bike tip over, right? Now, another thing is people have a reluctancy to open the clutch because they feel like the bike's going to go, That's not going to happen. And we're not popping the clutch. Remember, we're right before it. We're already preloaded. Now, what a lot of people do is when I say foot up, that goes down. Then when they open the clutch, it stalls. Not a big deal because everything's straight. We're not moving. All right. Now, I'm so confident. I'm going to do it right here. I don't need a lot of space for the first example. Mike, can you step over here, please? Because Mike's going to say foot up to me. Because the reason why I'm doing it that way, I used to let people pick up their foot when they were ready. It takes too long. People doing this shit. No. Plus, this is supposed to mimic an uh-oh moment. We don't plan those. So when I say it, just pick it up. Now, sometimes you're going to pick up your foot and the balance of the bike is going to work out. You're going to just be sitting there. That's fine. Eventually, it's going to start to fall. Address it. Sometimes you're going to pick up your foot and feel falling right away. A lot of times that happens because when I say foot up, you do this. And you throw it to the right. That's not a big deal. You're in the exercise. You feel it, address it. All right. When I say ready, wait a couple of seconds so I don't know when you're going to say it. All right. First gear. I'm covering the rear brake. I don't need to use it. I'm covering it. Preload. See if I see my bike moving. Pull right before that. Without being on the brake. I see it's not moving. I know I'm right before it. All right, head and eye straight ahead. I'm ready. Smooth stop. I want you to come to a smooth stop at the end of it. All right, now this time I'm going to wait a little longer. Reload. Clutch. Ready. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. So guys, I don't want you practicing trust and believe in traffic. The other two things we did, yes, you could practice that in traffic. But make no mistake about it, it is always relevant in traffic. Why? Because there's going to come a time where you feel falling and you want to put your foot down. So trust and believe, anytime I'm like this, and I want to make this turn, like I talked to you about earlier, first gear. If I turn my handlebars and let the bike drop, that's trust and believe. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Even when I'm stopping the bike, when you guys are stopping the bike, you're feeling, oh shit. All of that is trust and believe, because your first instinct is put my foot down, stop. No, friction zone, friction zone. This is showing you with the bike not even moving, if you feel falling, that's the answer. And so when you see me doing something like this, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. I appreciate your trust. All I'm doing right there, when I'm moving very slowly and bringing the bike to a stop, I'm standing by waiting for a report from my brain. I'm waiting to feel falling. If I don't feel it, I'm going to stay right there. When I feel it, trust and believe. That's all that is. It's always relevant. Questions? Go ahead.
So you have it preloaded.
Mm-hmm.
You open it when you feel falling.
That's right.
And the brake wins the battle between the two. how
the
do you
brake
slow-
wins
how
the
do you-
battle win.
Well, how are you slowing yourself down? Because you've got
Win. Oh, when I'm doing this?
Yeah.
So when I'm doing that, like I showed you earlier, the brake is winning the battle. I'm just keeping the clutch where it is. In this exercise, you're keeping the preload. The clutch is not obviously not keeping the clutch where it is because it's not in the friction zone. You're opening the clutch, right? But we're doing a smooth stop after that. I used to do this and people would just boom. No, we got to be in control. Because again, our training is all based on control in confined spaces, right? That's how we got to think about this. Because again, everybody's good in a wide open space. We need to be confined. And if you train like that, everything's going to look so much bigger out there. I remember my first day of motorcycle school, the painted spots they had on the ground, they put the cones on the outside. And I was still like, oh, hell no. There's no way that's happening. I think back to that now, it's just funny. All right, any other questions? I got the wide lens on so I can see you. Put up. Smooth stop. Nice, Mike. Beautiful. All right, let's get it. First gear, cover the rear brake. Reload. Put up. Smooth stop. Perfect, Lori. Now, did you guys see that? Her bike went like this, and that's it. I mean, she addressed it as soon as she felt it. As soon as she felt it. Nice and slow. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Yeah, so you're not using the friction zone at the end, you're using momentum. I can tell because I don't hear the preload. All right. First gear, yes, covering the rear brake. Reload. Clutch right before the friction zone. All right, good. Oh yeah, yours is early, okay. Yeah. Keep it loaded. Put up. Clutch. Smooth stop. That's what I'm talking about. Good job. Friction brake. Too much speed. That's how you're stopping. Come nice and just like, that's how we're stopping all day, just like we did there. All right, first gear, covering the rear brake. Preload. Head and eye straight ahead. Put up. Push. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Good job, man. I'm not surprised, man. I got my eye on you. Slow down. Friction brakes. Yeah, see? I want you stopping like we stopped over there, not out of speed. Okay? Come forward a little bit. All right, that's good. All right, okay.
Better stop.
Yeah. But believe it or not, that was a better stop because speed. All right, what the hell? Something's burning.
Yeah.
All right, first gear, covering the rear brake. Preload, keep it loaded. Foot up. Now you're moving. Try it again. Remember, when that foot comes up, this bike shouldn't be moving. Preload, keep it loaded. Pull the clutch in, you're moving. Foot up. Clutch. All right. Try it again. Foot up. Clutch. All right, try it again. That was it. That was going to be a good one, too.
I think I let off the throttle.
No, you just didn't open the clutch. Foot up. Clutch.
Ah, damn it.
All right, try again. Foot up. Clutch. Smooth stop. Friction brake. I'll take it. Good job, man. You doing it from there? Smooth stop. Friction brake. Yeah.
Don't stop. And
That's it. We're stopping like that. We're stopping like we did over there all day. Even if you have speed, slow down enough so that when you get here, you have to use the friction zone. All right, first gear, yes. Covering the rear brake. Preload the throttle and keep it loaded. Where's the preload? Give me up to a 2.
up to a 2.
Yep. More. Keep it there. Head and eye straight ahead. Foot up. Clutch. Smooth stop. Friction brake. Good job, man. Smooth stop, friction brake, friction brake. All right, it's still like that. Friction brake all the way to the end. Move over a little bit more. Preload, preload. All right. First gear, covering the rear brake. Pull the clutch in. You feel you're moving? Pull the clutch in. I don't want you in the friction zone. You're still in the friction zone. It's moving. Pull it in a little. There you go. Put up. Try to get. I told you it was coming. All right.
I might have just laid an egg.
Pull the clutch in. It's moving. It's moving. Pull it in. Put up. Nah, you're moving. Stop. You're picking up your foot and just going. Let it sit there. Wait for the fall. Pull the clutch in. Good. Preload. Give me some more. Put up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. All right, try it again. Put up. Clutch. Try it again. And you're still picking it up late. As soon as you hear it, pick it up. Don't think about it. Put up. You're moving. Smooth stop. Try it again. Pick up your foot. Don't let the bike move. Pull the clutch in a little. Put up. Good. Clutch, clutch. Oh, that was it.
Oh, I know what you're at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Put up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. There we go. Smooth stop. That's what I'm talking about. That was nice. Really nice. Good. Foot up, foot up, foot up. Smooth stop. Slow down. Friction bone, friction brake. Yeah, because right now when you're coming to a stop, you got the clutch all the way in. Friction zone all the way to the end, just like over there. All right, you ready? Good. You're in first gear. Yes. You're covering the rear brake. Yes. Preload. Clutch right before the friction zone. Head and eye straight ahead. Keep that throttle loaded. Put up. Clutch, 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 clutch. Stop, stop. Try it again. That wasn't bad. Love bugs, flying fornicators. All right, you ready? Preload. Nope. Keep the clutch all the way in. Make sure, not all the way, but you know. Foot up. Clutch, 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 clutch. Smooth stop. Smooth enough. I'll take it. Good job. All right, guys. Time for us to start turning, guys. Right turns, left turns from a stop. But you're going to see that these same skills that we did leading up to this are all relevant. Any questions on trust and believe? The flying fornicators are out.
Yeah.
Listen, that wasn't bad at all, right? And what I said was going to happen, what I was expecting, that's what I got. Foot up. Screw you, Rob. I'm sitting right here. Again, when you finally did it, like your last one, when you picked up your foot, your bike moved a little bit. And I started to say you're moving. But as soon as it started to move, you stopped. And you were like sitting there. And then when you did open it, you opened it smooth. So there was never any stress involved, right? When Mike went first, his bike ended up all the way over here. So he didn't address it as soon as he felt it. Or maybe he did. But his delay, it wasn't as quick as it could have been, or maybe his bike was falling faster. When Lori went, she picked up her foot, and when her bike turned, it only turned this much. She addressed it as soon as she felt it, right? It could have been that, who knows why. But the point is, the sooner you address it, the less everything there is, right? Less movement, less pucker effect, like I said. And any way that you felt there, if you can get comfortable with that feeling, all of this becomes easier, because it's the only thing holding us back. I don't want it to fall. Well, shit, you ain't gonna get no slower than not moving at all, right? So I'm letting you know that that's something I want you to practice, not in traffic. And you don't have to go crazy on it, but just practice it. Or the slow ride. When you do that slow ride, I want you to go as slow as you can go. And don't do an open close till you absolutely need it, right? And record yourself. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you think you're going really slow. This exercise is gonna show how slow you're really going, right? This is exercise number 4, right turns, left turns from a stop. This exercise has the highest failure rate out of everything out here. Why? Because of the reasons I told you earlier. Most motorcycle riders ride straight and make slight turns. We're not making a slight turn in here. We're making a 90-degree turn. Come on, walk over here, guys. I want you to look at it. Yeah, you actually could.
Probably will.
Yeah. You know what? We're going to talk about that too. Because like I said from the beginning, this is not a competition, right? So when I do this, and when my ambassadors do it, I'm going to make them stop. Actually, they're going to stop beyond. I'm going to have them stop right here. But you guys, when you do it from a stop, you can stop anywhere in this box. And if we're making a left turn, if you want to start to the right to make the left, you can do that. That's how you create the 75-foot turn. Because you don't have to do a full lock turn here unless you wait too long to turn, right? 3 things determine the radius of a turn on a motorcycle. Give me one of them. Speed. The number 1 contributing factor to wide turns is speed. Too much of it. Give me another.
No power. Pulling your clutch in.
That's the same as speed.
What was the question? I thought power and speed were different.
No, they're all related to speed.
Okay.
I didn't hear the
Front brake?
What'd you say?
I didn't hear the question. Angle?
No. 3 things determine the radius of a turn on the motorcycle. Handlebars. Did you tell them, Lori? No. Oh, okay.
I'm a little slow.
Sometimes I have ambassadors giving hints, doing jumping jacks. All right. Yes, handlebars. Clearly, the more you turn, the more it turns. And lastly, lean angle. The more you lean, the tighter the turn is. Well, the good news is you don't have to do any of them here because we're not leaning in here. Straight up. This is the gravel road. So the motorcycle riders that hate gravel, it's because they don't know how to ride in the friction zone. So they want to put their feet out, which is the worst thing you want to do with unsure footing, gravel. That's why we don't need our feet while the bike's moving. So if we ride in a straight line or like this in the friction zone, we're fine. But holy shit, turning? I don't like that, Rob. Nothing changes. But if we make the turn straight up, we're fine. I did a video, let me know if you saw the video. I did a video talking about riding on cobblestones. If you didn't watch that video, I want you to watch that video. Because the reason I thought about doing that video is when I went on that road with a bunch of content creators, in my mind, I didn't think anything of it. But afterwards, all of them have their own YouTube channel, so they made their own comments. And they were like, never again. My blood pressure was through the roof. It was because they're not just cobblestones, they're uneven. This is Savannah. And I realized what's bothering them is the same reason why I know a neighbor that when he goes up in his driveway, boom, boom. That's how he goes up in the driveway. He doesn't want to go slow because, again, I told you guys at the beginning, motorcycle riders want everything smooth. I don't want any disturbances. I don't want anything to make me not feel comfortable. And just the front wheel hitting the curb, oh crap. So if that bothers you, that's a moment in time. How about sustained on cobblestones? Right? Now you're feeling it constantly. But if you know what keeps the bike up at slow speeds? Yeah, you got it. Sufficient power to the rear wheel.
I was going to say sustainable, but yeah.
I told you, man. I don't know what it is. You know the answer, but if I go, what is it?
Some bridges where they have the metal grating.
Yeah, people don't like it just because it's different. But
In the highway.
listen, just like if you're riding on the highway and something's in the road and you just happen to see it at the last minute and you're not going to be able to avoid it, ride through it. Come up off the seat, ride through it. Obviously, I'm not talking about a car, but something on the ground. If you know you can't avoid it, ride through it. I'd rather it hit the bike than my leg or anything like that, right? Ride through it because power, it always wants to go straight. I'm going to try to ride right through it. A 2x4, one of those shredded tires, come up, get off the seat and ride through it. Okay. So, I don't know if you watch my practice sessions all the way to the end, but some of them in the follow the leader, I introduced going up a curb and making a turn. And Lori was practicing the crap out of that. I'm telling you, she is something else, man. Guys, so these are the Florida ambassadors, and I went up on the curb on the bike, and Lori saw that, and she was like, I saw you do that in the video, and I let her know that, yeah, I'm going to be doing this and follow the leader. And she's practicing it. She got it. She took a little tumble at one point. Clutch. Good, clutch, clutch, clutch. Can you believe that, guys? Understood. And now she just did it successfully. Is there any doubt why that woman and that man is an ambassador? Because she's gonna make Mike take up drinking. He's so stressed out watching her do this. But look at her. She's going again. She's just determined. But like she said, she'll get it today, and then tomorrow when we're doing the practice session, she'll choke. Just amazing. I love those guys. And I'm watching Mike, watching her, and she's making turns, and he's like, he's stressing because she's determined. But all that exercise is, and I don't make them ride up to it, you have to start with your tire touching it. And so now what do I have to do to get that tire up? But I can't keep the clutch open because I don't want the back tire banging it. It's not a curved curb, it's a square curb. Open, close, but I'm on the rear brake. Open, close, I'm gonna have to go to at least a 2 to get that bike over the curb. Open, close, not all the way, down to a 1, rear brake. Now I'm standing by, I'm waiting to feel that back tire touch while I'm starting to turn. As soon as I feel that back tire, open, close, rear brake. That's all you have to do. It's the same thing we've been doing. But if I introduce something new, oh shoot, you're overthinking it. That's why I tell people everything we're doing out here, guys, does not require a PhD. The dumbest person in the world could do this. Just have to get over the fear, practice this, and know what to do based on what you feel. That's when you're the boss of the motorcycle. Okay? All right. So in this exercise, guys, if you wait long, the reason I talked about what's the 3 things that determine the radius, if I start here, then I can actually go straight a little bit and turn, and I'm fine. If I start here, where Mike and Lori are going to start, they're going to have to start with the handlebars turn. They have to introduce something to help them with the turn. If I start here, what do I have to introduce?
How not to go the outside of the cone.
Lean. I got to introduce lean. Well, how am I going to introduce lean from a standstill? Trust and belief. I have to let the bike fall and catch it with the clutch. All right? We're not doing that today unless you want to do it. I don't have a problem. But for you, he went like this, but I know he wanted to go like this. No, man, I'm not doing that. So for you guys, like I said, if you want to start on the outside and make that turn, start turning earlier so you don't have to turn as much, totally fine. But the key to this is what I showed you earlier. On the approach, preload, I like the way it sounds, set it and forget it. Clutch, level stage 1, whatever it is, I like the speed. And you might think the speed's good, and then here comes this jerk off. Slow down, you're going too fast. Slow down. 2 miles per hour is the most I want you going here. And you don't know what 2 miles per hour feels like, you're going to learn today, right? Trust me, it's going to make it easier for you to make this turn. What normally happens is, and then you're going to drag the brake, guys. Drag the brake. Now what happens is when people turn their handlebars, they start changing stuff. I don't like the way it feels. Clutch in, I don't like the bike drop. Or clutch out through the cones. I don't care what you do, don't put your foot down. So if you're going to make this turn, and you see you're not going to make it because you're looking at your cones, which you shouldn't be, keep turning. Like, don't give up. I just want to see where you end up. Because then we can say, hey, remember you were right here, and now you're right here. Your goal is to be in the middle of this lane. That's the goal. If that doesn't happen, no problem. Also, I don't use real big cones for a reason. I want to give you the confinement, but I don't want it to be something that's like a big deal. The only reason you see big cones here and there is because I used to have these cones, but people's bags were going over them all the time. So it's giving them a false sense of their motorcycle. Part of dating your motorcycle, you need to know the width and the length. So with knowing when you can turn, blah, blah, blah. If your front wheel hits a cone, don't put your foot down. It happens all the time. There's that disturbance I'm talking about. That little bit of a disturbance is panic. It's a little cone. If you hit it, just open the clutch a little bit. Ride through it. You'll be fine. Okay? Any questions? I'm going to ride through it. The first time you guys go through, we're going to go right through. Then I'm going to have you do it from a stop. Again, you can stop anywhere you want. And then lastly, you're going to stop, make the turn, and stop. Again, doing it at a nice slow speed makes that stop very easy. We're not leaning. If you lean even a little bit, I'm going to tell you, you're leaning. And the only way you can lean is if you introduce speed. And that's what people do. It makes you feel comfortable. You go to make the turn. Everything was fine until the turn. Then all of a sudden, just keep it where it is. All right, demo. Now, I exaggerated just to make a point, but you don't have to go as slow as I'm going. But not much faster. Also, I'm dragging the brake. I'm not doing this. My clutch is not doing this. Set it and forget it. Reload. Put it up. All right, that's good. Drag the brake. Head and eyes. Handlebars. I'm just using the brake. Clutch is staying where it is. Hold the turn. Hold it. Straighten out. 1, When you do it from a stop, friction brake, straighten out, Rob, straighten out, smooth stop. Again, you can stop any way you want. Head and eyes, handlebars. Foot up, rear brake, rear brake. Hold the turn. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, smooth stop. I'm gonna come that way. Now I'm gonna come to a stop over there. Watch my foot on the rear brake. If you see movement, it's very little movement. Foot up, head and eyes. Keep everything where it is. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Now I pull the clutch in, smooth stop. Any questions? And for those of you that say, I'm gonna start over here to make a left turn, it's fine, but the more you practice this, the more you're gonna realize you don't need all of that space to make a turn, right? So I could be at the left and still make the left turn. You know what? That's what I'm gonna have the ambassadors do. Inside lane, inside lane. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, rear brake.
So
And
if you're leaving your clutch right
right where it is.
Leave that alone, and you're
I'm just using the brake,
You're using your brake to adjust your speed.
just my speed.
So if you're going too wide, a little bit of brake, a little bit of brake, and you're kind of tapping at your brake.
Yes,
Like on and off the brake.
yes.
Not-
Doing it that slow, yes. But if you're going at a good speed, you could just drag it. You don't even have to do that. But he brings up an excellent point. He said if you're making the turn and you start to go wide, I used to ask people this question all the time, what do you do? And a lot of times they were like, I don't know, open the clutch? No, because if I'm already going wide, that's already a display of too much power. Brake. Just by braking, it's going to bring the bars back in. The bike's always going to fall the way the bars are turned. All right? All right. All right. So Mike and Lori, they're going to be doing this brakeless. Authority of me. Head nice. Head nice. Excellent, Mike. Excellent. That was excellent. First I thought he was going to make it. That's too much speed. Head nice. Woo! Excellent, Lori. Straight through. Straight through. Head nice. Excellent. Head nice, head nice, head nice. You're looking down at my cones. Good job, though. Straight through, straight through. No, we're not stopping.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Head nice, look at my camera. Too much speed, too much speed. Slow down, good. Easy with that clutch. You're yanking it all the way in. And that's why he's yanking the clutch all the way in. You need to keep the bike in the friction zone. As soon as he does that, it starts falling. Then he opens it back up too much. Keep it loaded. It's throttle's too low. Easy on that rear brake. Get those feet up. Straight through. Straight through. Straight through. Now remember, we're not going to change anything. Once you open this clutch, you're going to keep it where it is and just drag that rear brake. Preload. There we go. Cover that rear brake. Preload. Clutch. Good. Pull it in a little. Pull it in a little bit. Keep it where it is. Start turning. Rear brake. Rear brake. All right. All right. Left turn. you can use the brake. Head nice. Good job, Mike. Inside lane, inside lane. That's 10 push-ups, that's 20. 2 steps.
I'm thinking about where I want to stop my front tire.
Left turn, head nice, Lori. Turn those bars, turn them. Punch, there we go. Beautiful. Wherever you want to stop. So this is what I remember. It's so weird. You rock this exercise. The one most people have a hard time with, you don't have no issues with it.
Well, I don't know about no.
Well, you could have fooled me. All right, head and eyes. Make sure you're looking at my camera. Foot up. Clutch. Look at that. Perfect. Right in the middle. Outstanding. What else? What else is outstanding? Wherever you want to stop. Or the tap performance with the zombie baffles that you got on that bike. All right, left turn. Head and eyes. Keep it. Look at my camera. At my camera. Hold that turn. Excellent, man. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Too much speed. Way too much speed. All right, left turn. Keep that throttle loaded. I shouldn't have stopped you. Head and eyes. Look at my camera. Reload. Good. Get that foot up. Clutch, 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 clutch. Go straight through. Don't stop. Go straight through. Go. Pull the clutch in a little. A little. Start turning. So you got it all the way in. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Leaning though. Leaning. Straight through. Don't stop here. Pull it in a little. Pull the clutch in a little bit. Pull the clutch in a little bit. You're too heavy on that rear brake. Too heavy. You're making it fight. Reload? Yeah, you're good. Don't worry about the cones. Clutch, clutch, foot up, clutch, clutch. Open it, foot up. Good. Pull it, good. Keep the clutch right there. Drag the brake. Drag the brake. Turn, 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 turn. Keep turning. Keep turning. Keep turning. All right, that's already better. Smooth stop, inside. Actually, no, middle. All right, smooth stop. See how he picks up his foot? Everything is nice and smooth. Beautiful, Mike. Right turn's next. Right in the middle, Lori, right in the middle. All right, smooth stop. Reset, reset. Right there. This is one of those moments, guys, where you have to pick up your foot and kind of let the bike fall a little bit to the left. Just a tiny bit. Right there, she's good, clutch. Good, now she's good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Woo, that's what I'm talking about, Lori. Smooth stop. I just don't get it, man. You do it so well, but then when you're pulling up, your foot's like this. Right turn's next. Good job, man. Smooth stop, friction brake. That ain't smooth. Make up for it. Smooth stop right here. Head 9. Good. Keep it loaded. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Oh my God. Right turn's next. I wanted you to go straight through. I didn't even want you to stop.
Oh, okay.
All right. Just go straight through here. Don't worry about the stop.
Okay.
Preload. Clutch. Head 9. Look where you're going. Head 9. Foot up. Clutch, 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 clutch. That foot up. Slow down, slow down. Start turning. Easy, easy. Straighten out. Friction brake, friction brake. Oh, you're supposed to be stopping. All right, next time, next time, next time. All right, we're going straight through, no stops. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's get that preload right before we even move. Preload.
I know, I'm freaking out.
Now see your hand? Reach over a little bit, just a little. Yeah, because right now, if you start here and then you preload, this is an awkward position. So that's why it's easy for it to kind of go too low. So reach over a little bit. All right, preload, good. Keep it there, clutch. Good. Oh, you were good. Rear brake. Go, go, go. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Cover that brake, cover that brake. Straight through. Cover the brake. Good, foot up. Slow down. Good, keep the clutch right there. Keep it right there, keep it loaded. Drag the rear brake. Start turning, keep the clutch right there. Brake, 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 brake. Much better, much better. So right there, that's one of those situations where she makes that turn very easily if she just holds the turn. But a lot of the times, people don't like the turn to begin with. So holding it, no, they want to get out of it as quick as possible. When I'm telling her brake, she's not braking. If she just gave that bike more brake, bam, she's inside. Mike's doing the brakeless. Nice, little bit of lean, little bit of lean. Yeah, a little bit of lean, but that's nice. No brakes, Lori, no brakes. Started turning too late. Head nice. Excellent, excellent. Head nice, look at the camera. Clutch, clutch. Straight through. Good, slow down, slow down. Keep the clutch open. Good job, you're leaning though, you're leaning. Straight through. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Good, start turning. Head nice, hold that turn. Easy, easy. A lot of jerking around. We'll smooth it out. Clutch in a little bit. Good, drag the rear brake. Keep the clutch where it is. Start turning. Clutch, clutch, clutch. So let me say this to you. That turn you made to the left, that last one, that was outstanding. But when you got to the end of it, you didn't like the way it felt anymore. And I was going, brake, brake, brake. You were like, screw you, Rob. I'm not braking. I'm getting out of here. But when you go back and watch it, you'll see. Good job. You're good, you're good. Feet up. Put it on the brake. Put it on the brake. Cover that rear brake. I know. Step outside your comfort zone. Preload. Remember, when you open the clutch, open it like you mean it. Good. Clutch, 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 clutch. Pull it in. Good. There you go. Straight through. Slow down. Good. Head and eyes. Turn those bars. You got to turn them. That looks like the middle to me, Mike. Mike trying to pull a fast one on me. You don't get away with nothing when you're 6'9". All right. Right turn. Reset. There you go. Clutch, 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 clutch. Woo! Not bad at all. Just didn't address it soon enough. That's all that is, guys. All right, right turn, Lori. There you go. Beautiful. Beautifully done. It's all about addressing it as soon as you feel it. Smooth stop. Friction brake. All right, straight through. Nice. Brakeless. Nice, he did it brakeless. Smooth stop. Friction brake, friction brake. All right, straight through. Head nice. Good job. Easy on that brake. All right, straight through. Good, slow down. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Not bad at all. He likes rights better than lefts. Straight through. Good, stay at that speed. Keep the clutch where it is, don't move it. Just use the brake. All right, too much speed at the end. You sped up, you didn't need it. Straight through. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Too much speed. Start turning, easy on that brake. Too much speed. Good job, though. You hear the bike fighting. Go, 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 go. If it sounds like that, it's too much clutch. Straight through. Foot up. Get that foot up. Clutch. Good. Come on. Good. Stay at that speed. Keep the clutch right where it is. Keep it where it is. You're turning early. Good. Start turning. Brake, brake, brake. Good. Clutch. Oh, you're good. You had it, Phoenix. You had it. Right in the middle. All right. Smooth stop. Nice, Mike. Take a break. Hey, Mike, you can redeem yourself after this. All right. Smooth stop, Lori. It's ridiculous how good you do this. Ridiculous. Don't sandbag at the end when I ask you if there's a change in your number. I don't give, listen, I don't give a shit about that. Because out there, we're not doing nothing brakeless. That's just something to practice touch control.
But it does help me not stab at it.
Yes, but that's the thing. Stabbing's fine as long as it's not ridiculous. You're just outstanding. Take a break. Smooth stop. Good job with the no break last time. That nice? Smooth stop, friction brake, friction brake. Take a break, man. Smooth stop. All right, another smooth stop over here. Nice and smooth, Rob. That nice? That nice? Clutch, clutch. Whoa. Take a break, man. Oh, right now we just got to control your speed. Okay. You clearly like rights better than lefts. That's not even a question.
And I got to do that more with dragging the brake more.
Drag it. Don't pump it. But if you do pump it, it's light.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. That hasn't been a problem for you. It's just too much speed.
Okay.
All right. Preload.
Having trouble with my bike stalling. My last left turn, it popped out of gear.
Yeah. What the hell?
I don't know. I just got it back from service too.
It's telling you. The Harley did that. The Harley did it to this bike.
Hey man, can we break for lunch after this exercise?
This is it. After this, we're taking a break.
Cool. Alright, then I'm going to do this perfect.
Preload, no pressure. Head nice up. Head nice. Rear brake, whip. See, too much speed. Too much speed. Take a break. All right, listen. When this bike starts to move, open that clutch and then pull it in a little bit and keep it there.
Yeah, this thing launches. It's my fault, but I.
Yeah. You just gotta. Yeah, it's finite movements that we're doing here. You know, it's just fine movements. I meant to say. All right, and keep it there. Drag the rear brake. Let's do it. Head nice up. Slow down. Pull the clutch in. Pull it in a little bit. Good. Keep it there. Start turning. Rear brake. Keep it loaded. Keep that throttle loaded. All right. Much better. Much better. Take a break. Straight through. Straight through. Slow down. Slow down. Keep it loaded. Good. Keep the clutch where it is. Start turning. Easy. 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 Clutch. There we go. There we go. Straight through, Phoenix. We got it this time. We got it. Good. Good. Keep the clutch where it is. Rear brake. Rear brake. Rear brake. Rear brake. Rear brake. You sped up right there. That's why that happened. You were doing fine, and all of a sudden the bike sped up. You opened up the clutch. Keep it where it is. All right. Take a break. Cover that rear brake. Preload. Clutch. Open that clutch. Open and close. Open, open, open. All right, guys. So we introduced turning here. So we may as well introduce some leaning now. And we're still going to be turning, but not turning like that. Exercise number 5, single serpentine, coming up. All right. Any questions? Right turns, left turns from a stop. I know we talked about it a little bit in there. All right, good. I want you guys to know, I told you already, that's the highest failure rate, right? It's requiring you to do a whole lot. But keep in mind, first thing we did, smooth starts and stops. Smooth start, smooth stop. The biggest component in there, open, close, right? And that's what I want you guys to get accustomed to. Open, close. Open it to, let's say, a stage 2 in the friction zone and then go back to a 1. If you stay in the high stage, it's too much speed, right? That's always going to make stuff not work out for you smoothly. Right? That's the key to this exercise. Even though you're not stopping until we get to the part where you are stopping. All right? All right. So that was the first exercise where we're actually turning. Now we're going to introduce leaning, but we're also turning and transitioning. That's what this exercise brings. And this exercise is more important than you might think. A lot of people just want to go through here like this. Whee! Right? That's why they made me invest in higher cones, because they were making it, but I'm watching their saddlebag go over every cone. This exercise, like all of these exercises, is not just about getting through it, it's how you get through it. They're supposed to make you work on certain techniques. So in that exercise, I told you we're not leaning at all, so you can't go faster than 2 miles per hour. Well, now we're leaning, so you have to go faster, but you can't go so fast that you can't turn, because we are turning, right? We're not doing this. And that's what people want to do in here. At first, I couldn't figure out. I'm telling people turn, and why are they just doing this? It's like I said from the beginning. That's how we're comfortable riding. Slight turns. So, to ensure that we do this properly, see how my motorcycle is positioned? That's how I want you to start this. The only way my bike's going to get like that, I couldn't have started from here. I had to have started from out here. So even if I tell people to start from out here, what they do is they'll start out here, but they start turning early. So now they're right back where I don't want them, right here. I want you to, you guys are gonna, well, you're gonna do it from yeah, you're gonna do it from that direction. Yeah, you're gonna do it from that direction. Start wide, stay wide. That's what the goal is. Start wide, stay wide. Going wide is gonna force you, A, to slow down, B, to lean. And so I need this exercise is going to show me how comfortable you are leaning this motorcycle without going ridiculously fast, right? And then you have to transition. Your transitions have to be like a boss. Transition, transition, transition. If you transition slowly, it's going to tighten up on you, right? So I also find that starting wide and staying wide is also going to make this easier for you, because now you don't have to do stuff quick. My transitions can be smoother because I have time. So I'm going to say this, and I want you guys to repeat it. Holding turns buys you space and time. Holding turns buys you space and time. Remember that, because from this exercise on, you're going to hear me saying the same thing. But this is where it's relevant. What am I referring to? When you guys come in here, like I said, I don't want you to ease into this turn. The first turn you make, I want you to be almost next to the cone. Dip and hold that turn. Now what people would normally do is, as soon as they make that turn, they're starting the next turn. So now they're right here. Don't hug my cones. Start wide, stay wide. Holding turns buys you space and time. So when I dip in here, I'm going to hold it. Transition. Now look at all the space I got. And I'm not going to start coming out here. Hold it. Transition. By holding those turns, I'm giving myself a lot more space. Now, you guys are going to be coming in this direction. This camera's going to be here, but it's not going to be on. I'm going to have a handheld camera on you. I want you looking at that camera the whole time. Or the last cone. Don't look at every cone. You just don't have to do that, right? And when you start this, see how close I am to this cone? That's how you want to be. If you start close to that cone, it's going to start tightening up on you. It can still be corrected. How do I correct it? Hold the next turn longer, lean more. If you do this properly, you don't have to do anything extreme. Speed, 10, 11 miles per hour, whatever it is. But me and the ambassadors today, and maybe Tom, we're going to do this brakeless. Because at the end of the day, this is easy to do brakeless. That other thing they were doing is more difficult. Because if I find a good speed, the fact that I'm turning wide is ensuring I'm not going to go too fast. All I got to do is hold it here. Hold it. Hold it. Dip it. Head and eye straight ahead. Counterbalance your body. Keep your body straight up and down. Let the bike lean under it. Now I'm going to get somebody coming in here and they're going to be going so slow, they can't lean. The bike's going to be straight up. I'm going to tell you, give me some speed up, speed up. You're going too, or you're going too fast. And that's why you can't turn. So you got to split the difference. All right? Questions? This is the exercise that if you are in an emergency braking situation, sometimes you'll be able to stop in time. Sometimes you won't. Can I turn my handlebars like this at 50 miles per hour? No. But I can brake my bike to get it down to an appropriate speed where I can swerve. That's what this is. And sometimes you swerve, and you have to swerve again. You have to be comfortable manipulating this bike and showing her who the boss is. So when you come in here, show her who the boss is. Okay? All right, demo. I'm going to start from here. I'm gonna go out, dip it, start wide, stay wide. I get people to start wide, and as they go down, now they start hugging. Stay wide, lean the bike. Doesn't have to be ridiculous, but lean it. First gear, give it a rear brake, reload, right, up, dip it. Head and eye, straight ahead. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Smooth stop. Start wide, stay wide. Again, doesn't have to be that exaggerated. I just don't want you to be straight up. Right, we're gonna do it more than once because usually people go the first time, you're a little timid. Second time, you're like a superstar. Questions?
So you're preloading clutch and you're leaving it right where it is.
Yep, and if you listen to my throttle, steady. I'm keeping it smooth. Why am I keeping it smooth? Because I'm in the friction zone the whole time. No reason for me to change it. It's much easier to do it now because I also have a little bit of momentum behind me. But I'm not letting momentum pull me through this. The friction zone is pulling me through this, just like it should be pulling me through a bunch of things. Good question. Anything else? All right, let's do it. All right, Mike, start wide, stay wide. No brake. Nice. All right, too much speed there. There we go. You shave off speed by turning the bars. See, that's the wrong angle, but I'm sure he's fine. Keep that throttle loaded. Good job. That's not the angle I want. Too much speed here. So now he's right on top of this cone in front of him, but he's good. Oh, no brake. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. That explains the extra speed, but no big deal. He just threw that bike into a turn. It's always going to shave off a little bit of speed. Right here. Nope, not turning those bars. Turn those bars. Turn them. Yeah, and he's hugging the cones. There we go. Come in like that. Good. Turn those bars. Slow down. Slow down. Too much speed. Dip it in. Good. Good. Hold the turn. Dip it. Hold the turn. Nice. Hold it longer. Don't hug the cones. There we go. Nice. Smooth. Get that foot up, Phoenix. Open that clutch up. Too much speed, too much speed. Hold that turn, you're hugging the cones, Phoenix. So that's just a reluctancy to lean, that's all that is. Nice, Mike. Very nice. Good. Very nice, very nice. No brake again. Bike is moving nicely. Transitions are nice. Throttle's nice. Very good, Tom. Very good. Excellent. Go, hold that turn, transition. Hold the turns longer. Don't hug the cones. There, he's got that bike straight up and down. You gotta let that bike lean. Slow down a little bit, turn the bars. Stay in the friction zone. Slow down, good, good. Trust and believe. Good, hold that speed right there. Transition, transition. And there could be the bars on that bike too for him. It's not the ideal position. You see how low his hands are in relation to his shoulders. When it's time to actually turn these bars, that's not comfortable. Good, transition. Good. 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 Excellent job. The love bugs are out. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Too much speed, too much speed. Good. Hold that turn, transition. Good. Hold that turn, transition. Dip it in. It's coming, it's coming. Good, turn it. Hold that turn, dip it, dip it. Transitions are too slow, turn it. Yeah, the transitions are too slow. All right, we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're gonna move on to, like, again, we started to lean now, so we may as well make some U-turns, right? We're gonna talk about this exercise, and I'm gonna talk to him about that bike and those handlebars. All right, let's do it. Question, single serpentine.
How did I look? I
Looking
couldn't
good.
hear anything you were saying.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Dude, you look good. You look
Couldn't
good.
get my transitions quick
Swooping
enough,
enough?
as you pointed out. What's a key for that?
The key for that is get that ultra. Your handlebars on that bike are wheelbarrow handlebars. They're like this. I'm not saying it's impossible to do
Yeah.
it, but it's not comfortable. Whenever your body positioning, as far as your arms, shoulders here, and hands here, this is never good for turning. But again, conventional riding, straight and slight turn, none of these things are an issue. A lot of people go out and buy handlebars for their bikes, ridiculous handlebars. They buy them because they look good. I told you guys options are going to change. Some things are going to be taken away from you. You used to just be able to buy stuff and it didn't matter. Now when you know how to ride, shit, I can't use these bars. I can't reach my clutch when I turn. I got to change them. And in this case, they're too low. I guarantee sometimes just a simple thing of changing the bars. The stock bars that came with this bike, I mean, I couldn't, it was terrible. Just by changing them, it's such a liberating feeling because now instead of me being like this,
Okay.
my elbows are up. It's a liberation, right?
Well, it's not 100% operator error.
It's not.
99%.
It's not. And it's
1% equipment.
and because we're all different, there's little things that can make a huge difference.
Okay.
The seat is too close, too far, you know, whatever it is. But the biggest culprit are those handlebars,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Right. You started getting it at the end. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with you. You should have came back around.
she's getting the trophy.
And yeah, excellent. You did it with no brake, just like these guys did. And it's smooth. Your RPMs are high. You're transitioning nicely. Looking good as well. And you got to slow down. You got to he's trying to hide behind you. He was like this.
You're gonna hide behind me or like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got it. You both of you exactly. But you have to stay out wide and be comfortable turning that bike and leaning it. Right now, you're kind of timid. You're kind of straight up. Again,
Complete fear.
yeah, and I expected that. Again, this is the wrinkled T-shirt. So usually, a lot of the times, I'll tell people, all of these exercises, I put them in this order for a reason. They build on one another. And so that's the first exercise that we introduced, leaning. If you're not really comfortable leaning there, this exercise is going to be a problem, right? But everybody learns differently. Some people learn backwards. So I don't say that with absolute, right? Welcome to exercise number 6. This is the infamous U-turn. Mike and Lori's been in here since 8 a.m., right? Just killing it. Yeah, listen, I ain't worried about that. Because these guys do practice sessions in Sebastian, Florida, they put cones out. So I know they're going to put them back where they are, where they're supposed to be. All right, guys. Earlier I told you this. I'm going to reiterate it. Don't overthink this. But I know this is the fear, not you not thinking. We're going to do 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Allegedly. It might be 6. Right? What I mean is the first time you come in here, we're going to make U-turns. We're going to start on the left, making left U-turns. Start on the right side, making left U-turns. And you're just going to go straight through. Now, I messed up with a couple of you guys in exercise number 4. Usually, if you don't make that turn, I don't want you to do it from a stop. I want you to do it successfully. Same thing here, because we're going to do it going straight through. Then I'm going to have you come to a stop and then make a U-turn. That simulates you stopping in a turning lane and having to make a U-turn. And then stop, make the U-turn, stop. All of these stops, I want them smooth. When you guys are rolling up here, now this is a distance. This is when I get all that speed. I don't care if you want to go a little fast, get a little bit of a breeze, but slow that damn bike down so that by the time you're ready to stop, you're stopping like you were stopping there. I want you to need the friction zone at the end. Friction zone, I should hear your RPMs go up a little bit. Friction zone, brake, 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 brake. Boom, that's what I want, okay? The goal to this, the key to this is as you're approaching to make this U-turn, same thing. You're going to be hearing the same shit over and over. Preload, get it where it's supposed to be. I like the way it sounds, keep it there. Clutch, what stage am I in? Stage 1, stage 2? You don't need a stage higher than that. You really don't. And stay there. What comes first, head and eyes or handlebars? What comes first, head and eyes or handlebars? Okay. Head and eyes. And when you turn them, head and eyes. Now, we all have different dexterity and flexibility. So if this is the furthest you can turn your head and your eyes, put your eyeballs in the corner of your eyes too, right? But the good thing about that is, as you progress in the turn, you're still looking where you want to go. So that's fine. Here is where I lose people. Handlebars. Slow down. People slow down. Even though you got everything the way it was supposed to be, as soon as it's time to turn, now you slow down, you can't lean. Keep your speed the way it was. It's fine. Head and eyes, handlebars. Next. When I say handlebars, head and eyes, don't turn like this. Head and eyes, and then turn the handlebars. And as soon as you turn those handlebars, guys, commit to the lean right away. That's what people lose. That's why people's turns are so wide. It's a reluctancy to lean right away. So I'm looking at the light under your motorcycle. Head and eyes, handlebars. That's what I usually see. Then they look at the cones and see they're not going to make it. Now they lean. By that time, now you're line to line. This is 27 feet wide. The length is not really relevant, but the width is 27 feet. I want you in 24. 24 feet is a country road. Rarely are you going to see a turn less than that, except on my ride, which is in November, my 4-year anniversary, not the global group ride, anniversary ride. You know if you're going to group ride with me, we're going to make some U-turns. We're going to do some stuff, right? But nothing crazy. That road that we go down, it's a dead-end road. That's an 18-foot wide road. But right in front of it, there's a, so you'll see in the video, some people make that turn. Usually it's the people right behind me. And then you'll see some people go past and make it up there. It's fine. But what you won't see is that somebody couldn't make any of them. That's why I love my group rides. Okay? All right. If you're not riding a Harley, Harley, but it's not a touring bike. Harley, not a Harley. It's not a touring bike. I don't care if she put a King Tour pack on the back of it. But no, you know what? I actually don't know the answer to this. I do want to try it on your bike, if you don't mind. Motorcycle's fine, ma'am. On a touring motorcycle from Harley Davidson, street glides, road glides, and on that frame, you can make an 18-foot U-turn on that bike straight up. Put that bike on the line, lock the handlebars, and authority of me, duck walk it. And you will be in 18 feet. So if I'm asking you for 24 feet without even a lean, it should be simple, right? All you have to do is commit to the lean right away. If you commit to the lean right away, you don't have to turn the bars as much. You don't have to lean as much. The reason why people are leaning and scraping in a wide turn, they're trying to compensate for something they're not doing, or they waited too late to do. Most of the things that happen to us out in the real world or even in the parking lot, we create by not doing stuff. And what I'm talking about is feeling falling, not addressing it as soon as we feel it, and reluctancy to lean and turn the bars. So I'm gonna show you guys, just like I showed you earlier. I had my clutch in one spot. I was able to do a U-turn straight up, leaning, Straight up, smooth stop, then the clutch came in. Just by using the rear brake. Same thing here. I'm gonna come in here right in front of you guys. I'm gonna make a U-turn. I'm not gonna change anything. Especially if I'm doing the whole thing. I got speed. I'm not using speed though. I don't want a momentum U-turn in here, guys. I want the friction zone pulling you through it. So if you're going too fast, I'm gonna tell you, you're going too fast. If you're going too slow, I'm gonna tell you you're going too slow. Questions?
Yes.
Go.
Going too fast, do we bring the clutch in a little bit or do we tap the rear brake?
Either one.
No rear brake at all.
No, you can use the rear brake, either one. I want you using the rear brake here. I want you to drag it.
Okay, okay.
I want you to shave speed because if you're in the friction zone, that's the thing. If I'm in stage 2,
Yeah.
1.5, if I don't use the rear brake, my clutch positioning would have to be perfect, and we're not perfect. And I don't want you to have to do anything with the clutch because then the bike starts doing this. That's why I prefer you just use the brake, drag it, head and eyes, handlebars. Now keep this in mind too, because who was it? Oh, it was Lori. Lori was coming through the single serpentine, and I said to myself, she's going too fast because she was doing it brakeless. First turn she made, she turned the bars. Every time you turn your bars, your bike is creating drag. It's going to slow down anyway. Not a whole lot, but it's going to slow down. So it's the same thing's true in a U-turn. That's why we got to make sure we keep that power constant when we make the turn. And so if we make that turn, we have to think about this. The only difference between 24 feet and 18 feet is more lean, more handlebar turn. The speed is the same, right? All right. Clutch right there, keeping it there. Rear brake, head and eyes, commit. Hold the turn. Head and eyes, hold the turn. Don't come out of the turn early. Head and eyes, commit, hold it, hold it. Now come out. Head and eyes, commit, hold it. Hold it. Hold it. I know I clipped it. Smooth stop. Okay, now I want to address the reluctancy to lean the bike. I'm going to make some U-turns here. With the exception of the ambassadors, I want you to tell me how fast you think I'm going in this U-turn. All right? Friction brakes, smooth stop. How fast am I going? 5.
6. 10. 8.
7 to 8 miles per hour. 5, the bike's gonna fall. It's too slow. But I'm showing you this because I need you to know I'm doing this in an extreme fashion. If I go, like I said, if I pull the clutch in a little too much, it's gonna fall. If I open it just a little bit too much, I'm gonna be wider than I wanna be. I'm not asking you guys to do that. You can go 10 miles per hour, like you said. You can go 10 miles per hour, 11, 12 miles per hour even, and still make this U-turn in 24 feet, okay? So when I say head and eyes, handlebars, turn, commit to the lean right away and hold the turn. Hold it. Holding turns buys you space and time. Then, once we do that, we're gonna do it from a stop, and then stop and stop. Quick demo, and then you guys have it. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Smooth stop. Now you can go straight first before you make the turn, that's fine. Head and eyes, commit. Hold it, hold it. Friction brake, smooth stop. And then last, you're gonna stop, make the turn, smooth stop. Commit. Questions? Let's do it. Nice, Mike. Huh? You're going to be in here. You're not going to be in there. That's the 18-foot box.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's my fault. I forgot to explain that. Good job. Straight through, straight through, straight through. To the right, to the right, to the right. Going too slow. Too slow, you can't lean. Go, hold that speed. Keep the, you slow down too much. Open the clutch a little bit, head and eyes. Drag the brake. Too much speed, too much speed, too much speed. Slow down, slow down. So you slow down too much. Keep it loaded, throttle's too low, throttle's too low. Good, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Keep it loaded, the whole engine's shaking. Throttle's too low. Now, Mike, go straight through. Commit, head and knife, you should be looking at my camera. Good job. No stop. Clutch, clutch. Very nice, Tom, very nice. Too much speed, too much speed. So last time he was going too slow, so he said, I know what I'll do, I'll just speed up. No technique there. That's speed pulling you through that. I want the friction zone pulling you through it. Good, keep that speed up, keep that speed up. Head and eyes, handlebars. Rear, clutch, 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 clutch. Good, keep that speed, head and eyes, handlebars. Good, good, head and eyes, look at me, look at me, look at me. Turn those bars, there we go, good job, good job. Slow down. Good, stay at that speed, stay at that speed. Head and eyes, handlebars, look at me. Turn the bars, tuck that elbow. All right. Beautiful. All right, U-turn. Nice. Now Lori's not coming into that lean right away. She's still making the turn, obviously, but then she has to lean more at the end. Smooth stop. It's the same shit all the time, Tom. When we get here, then you can stop smooth. You just gotta warm up, I guess.
I guess.
All right, U-turn.
Straight through?
Straight through. Good, good adjustment. Good adjustment. He had too much speed. What did he do? Pull the clutch in a little bit. Smooth stop. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. So what you did on that last one, Rob, the first one you were like too slow? All right, I'm gonna show him. You just used a bunch of speed to swoop through. No, split the difference. I want the friction zone pulling you through it. Go ahead, now look at me. Too much speed, too much speed. Way too much speed. And next thing you know, you're scraping the ground, all kind of stuff. Straight through, straight through. Come on, come on, come on. Good. Let's keep the clutch where it is. Turn it, look at me, keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. She's like, I'm looking at you, nothing's happening. Gotta turn the bars. Cover that rear brake. All right. Straight through, straight through. Good, head and eyes, handlebars. Look at me. Easy on that brake. All right. Now his favorite was right turns, left turns from a stop. So smooth stop. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right, that's better. All right, U-turn straight through. When you turn your head and your eyes, look at me. Good. Look at me. Come to me. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep the power steady. Rear brake. Good job. Straight through. Keep it loaded. Your throttle's too low. No, no stopping. I didn't want you to stop. Straight through. Good. Head and eyes. Oh, never mind. Oh, look at that. Ah, it's beautiful. Smooth stop over there. What do you finally? You've been stopping good all day. Nice counterbalancing. Good job, Mike. Right turns next. All right. Now Mike stopped, and he stopped well beyond the end of these cones. Yeah. Don't pass these cones when you stop. Okay. So make sure you commit to that lean right away, because if you try to do it late, you're going to have to give yourself more speed to lean more. It's going to be harder to stop smooth. Good. Commit. Good.
Still not enough clutch.
Yeah. Just by me saying commit right away, it got into your head. Nice. Way to finish it out. Beautiful stuff. What the f? I don't get it, Tom. All right, smooth stop over here. Good. Clutch. Friction brake, friction brake. What I liked about that is you went it. You said I'm gonna do this aggressive. That was nice, but you just didn't have enough clutch. That's all. Right turns next. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. There we go. Oh my God. 126. We got it now. All right.
All right, U-turn, stop.
Smooth stop. Don't get all that speed up. You don't need all that speed. That's nice. Clutch. Rear brake. Oh, freedom. Man. You hear it going bop, 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 bop. Preload's too low. Right turns next. Good, good. Keep the clutch where it is. Head and eyes. Tuck that elbow. Turn it, turn it, turn it. All right. Straight through. Straight through. Cover that rear brake. Head and eyes, handlebars. Hold that turn. Clutch. Clutch. There we go. Good job. Smooth stop, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Yep. You got that clutch all the way in, that's why you're just letting it roll. Friction zone all the way to the end. All right, redeem yourself. Smooth stop over here.
Full stop.
Smooth stop.
Oh, smooth stop.
At the other end of this U-turn. Good. Head and eyes on me. Keep that clutch out. Smooth stop, friction brake. So you got the clutch all the way in here. That's why it stops like that. Keep that clutch out until you put your foot down. All right. That's why it's falling a little at the end. It's without the clutch out, it's the coin rolling across the table.
I got it. When it runs out of momentum.
That's right. It's just going to start falling.
Okay.
All right. Right turns next.
You want to do it again?
No, no. Straight through. Good. Keep the clutch where it is. Head and eyes. Rear brake. Turn. Turn. Tuck that elbow. Keep it loaded. Head nice, head nice. Head nice, commit. Nice, Lori. Good. Good head, nice. Easy on that rear brake, Tom. Easy on that rear brake. Good. Head nice. Head nice. What are you looking at? I don't know what. Keep your speed up. Keep your speed up. Good job. Good. Keep the speed up. Keep the speed up. Head and eyes. Handlebars. Keep the clutch so you're slowing down. You can't lean. Easy on the brake. Easy on the brake. Head and eyes. Handlebars. Turn them. Commit. Turn them. Tuck that elbow into your body. Clutch. Clutch. Good. Head and eyes, turn. Hold that turn. Rear brake, rear brake. Easy on the brake. There you go. There you go. Go to the left, go to the left. Straight through. Snap that head. Go, clutch, clutch. Nice. Straight through, Lori. Nice and smooth. Speed is not necessary. Just keep the power constant. Straight through. Good. Head and eyes, Tom. All right. Head and eyes, handlebars. Turn them. Hold that turn. See, speed at the end. That's what pushed you out wide. That turn was going to be nice, and then the speed pushed them out wide. I love this hat. When the sun's behind me, I just tilt it up. Now it's covering the back of my neck. Good. Keep the speed up. Head and eyes, handlebars. Turn it. Turn it. Pull it in. Good. Hold that turn. Good. Keep the clutch where it is. Head and eyes, handlebars. Turn it. Commit. Hold that turn. Hold the clutch. 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 You had it. That was the lead I want. Good. Keep that speed. Keep that speed. Head and eyes, handlebars. Turn it. Keep the clutch where it is. Rear brake. Hold that turn. Turn it. Turn it. You barely turn. Turn those bars some more. Good. Head and eyes on me. Good. Good. Hold that turn. Clutch. Rear brake. Excellent, man. Excellent. Commit to this lean right away and you don't have to lean a lot. Head and eyes. Snap it around. Nice. Straight through. Good job. All right, straight through. Commit. Excellent, Lori. There we go, straight through. And nice. Smooth stop, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. I'll take it. Straight through. And nice. Good. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. See how you're picking up speed? That's why it's going wide. Lori is a prime example when she shows you a U-turn. It starts slow. We don't need the speed. Just keep the power there. You're good. Good. Head and eyes, handlebars. Turn them. Turn them. Come on, turn them. Hold it. Turn them. Keep it turned. Turn it. She said my bike won't let me turn them. Straight through. All right, this is it. Head and eyes, handlebars. Turn it and lean it. Keep the clutch open. Head and eyes. Hold that rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Clutch, clutch. We're there, man. We're there. That's not smooth. Friction zone to the end. Friction zone to the end.
Okay.
All right, U-turn. The U-turns are looking better, man. I think you like rights better than lefts. That nice? Good. Hold that clutch where it is. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Good. Good. Trust and believe. Good. Head and nice. Handlebars. Turn it. Turn it. Rear brake. Rear brake. Rear brake. Hold that turn. Hold it. All right. Don't worry about that. Smooth stop. Snap that head. Mike, just so you know, you weren't supposed to be passing these cones when you stop. Just so you know. Nah, you're fine. Take a break. Oh, Jesus. That's because you're trying to place your feet between those cones. I know.
Right, I know. Like, I don't want to step on one.
All right, smooth stop. Nice. Take a break, Lori. Smooth stop. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right, smooth stop over here. Make up for it. Reload. Hey, nice, Tom. So every time you make a U-turn, you're looking here when you should be looking here. Oh, yeah. You told me that. All right, take a break. Smooth stop, friction brake, friction brake. All right. Give me another one over here. Don't speed up. Don't speed up in the turn. That nice. Go, rear brake, rear brake. Straighten out. Smooth stop. Now again, this time, the only reason the turn's not tighter is as you're making a turn, handlebars did that. Yep. All right, take a break. Straight through. That's nice, handlebars. Turn it, turn it. Good, good. All right, this is it. This is it. Have nice handlebars. Lean it over. Lean it over. Keep the clutch open. Clutch, clutch. All right, take a break.
I didn't touch the front brake.
That's good. Take a break. Smooth stop. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. I'll take them. I'm always looking at that front suspension. If I see that bounce, that ain't smooth. It dipped a lot, a lot. All right, don't worry about it. You're going to make up for it over here. Smooth stop. Head nice. Rear brake, clutch. Easy, easy with that clutch. All right, braking, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right, a little better. All right, take a break, man. All right, guys, exercise number 7, figure 8, coming up. All right, he's early up there, but it doesn't matter. He leans the bike enough where he doesn't have to worry about it. Excellent. Look at Lori's face. She's concentrating. She needs business. Nice transitions. Nice, Lori. Good, good. Nice transition. Feather in the rear brake. Nice transition. Clutch, clutch. Look at the exit. Look at the exit. Good job. Good. Watch your speed. Watch your speed. Keep it loaded. Clutch. Yeah, the right turn he doesn't like as much. Easy, easy. Good, good. Good, hold that turn. Head and eyes, look at me, come to me. Look at me, hold that turn, hold it, transition. Transition, there we go. Clutch, give him some clutch. Clutch and rear brake, clutch and rear brake. Look at me, come to me. Clutch and rear brake, come on, clutch, clutch, clutch. Clutch, clutch, transition, transition, transition. Clutch, ah, you had it. Clutch, clutch, clutch. All right, guys, Abominable Snowman time. We're not doing the offset double serpentine because we don't have room for it. Any questions on the, I doubt that there will be, but figure 8.
Yeah, I didn't do it too well.
So close, man, so close.
I would have liked to try it again. So I could get rid of
I don't know what you're looking at, man.
Did I look at it?
Yeah, what the?
No, my transmissions felt weird.
No.
Like I was struggling.
Now, here's what's funny about that. I said, excellent transition. You'll see when I'm...
Well, it's hard to hear.
Well, I ain't saying for you to hear it. I'm saying it so the mic can hear it. So later on, you'll go back and you'll hear it, but you'll see how ridiculous this... Actually, you're probably that guy that look at it and still go, I don't like it.
That's me.
Trust me, it was good.
It looks way better on camera than it does
Yeah, absolutely.
in your ear.
Yeah, well.
Your right turns are not as good as your left, and that's what was going on. When you get to the second one, you kind of start slowing down. And that's the only reason you put your foot down. Now you're going too slow to lean, right?
Yeah, definitely. Right U-turn is, I definitely feel
Yeah, yeah. First world problems, that's what I like to call that, right? Because you're good, you're doing good. All right, guys, this is the last numbered exercise. This is the Abominable Snowman, and it will be abominable today. The only thing that makes it abominable is that top circle. This is 4 circles. The green cones just separate the circles. What I'm standing in now is the 27-foot circle. Good thing about this exercise is you don't have to be compelled. Don't feel compelled. You got to keep going. If 27 foot is the... Where did Phoenix go?
She bagged off.
Oh, okay. Oh, she on this side. Okay. If 27 feet is all you want to do, this is your entrance and your exit. So that's where you're going to come in and go. Unless you screw up there, then you just go out the side, right? All you have to do is come in here. We're going to do this twice. The first time, start on this side. Second time, start on that side. Look at that. The X's are still on the ground. All the important stuff is gone. But look, that X is still there.
Yeah.
But that's where I want your wheel to be, in the vicinity of that X when you come in here. And it's still over there too. This is ridiculous. So when you come in here, guys, bring your bike over here. Placement. That's why my bike is here. Placement. Earlier I told you don't hug my cones. These cones are fine. You can hug them. They like it. Hug them. Go all the way to the top, guys. Hug these cones all the way to the top. Now commit. Commit to the turn. Lean. And hold it. All we're doing is holding the turn. If you're going to go back out, you can go right back out. If you want to go around twice and go out, nobody here is doing that. So when you're going to go to the next circle, same thing. Go all the way over there. Placement. Hug them. Go to the top and then commit. Hold that turn. If that's all you want to do, come back in here and go back out.
So we're going to go all the way up, turn around and come all the way back?
You don't have to go all the way up. You go up as far as you want to go. So 27, 25, 22, 18. Keep in mind, a circle is tighter than a box. Okay? Any questions?
Your requirement is to start to do it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
In any particular order, does that matter? Like, do we have to start one side? Like,
No, you can start either side you want. As long as you do the opposite side the next time. Good question. Right? I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm just going to take that camera and put it to the top because that's where I'm going. I don't know which direction I'm going to be going. I'm going to make the 18-foot U-turn at the top. When I come back out, I'm going to go into the next one, and I'm going to turn around and go back. Feel free to try it. Because that's going to make you have to do a quicker transition, that's all. If you want to, there's no pressure. No pressure is true for everybody, even ambassadors. All the way to the top. Hold the turn. My clutch is staying in the same spot. Feel free to walk with me. Placement. All the way to the top. Hug them. Commit. Hold the turn. Hold it. Placement. All the way to the top. Hug them. Commit. Keep the throttle loaded. Placement. Hug them all the way to the top. Commit. Hold it. Hold it. Placement. Hug them. Commit. So on and so forth. Questions? Let's do it. Wheel placement, excellent. Commit, hold that turn. Yeah, you clip the cone, it's okay. Oh, he's going for it again. Commit! He's committing late. Nice, nice, clean. And even the cone that he hit, he just nicked that cone. Made the quick adjustment. But of course, that would be even tighter if he committed right away. Excellent. You'll notice I'm not saying head and eyes at this point because she's got to look where the front wheel's placed. Look it all the way to the top. Once she gets to the top, then you look for the exit. Good placement. Hold that turn. She made a face because she clipped that cone. She's asking me if she hit the cone, she's going to go do it again. All right, good. Commit, 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 commit. Same cone, same cone. That's right. That's all I care about. She said, I didn't put my foot down. She put it out. She didn't put it down. Speed. That's what got us. She sped up. Good, hold that turn. Good, good. All right, very early. Early again. See, that's why we got to stop smooth. Just like that, all right. Very early on the turn. And you did it, you were very early in this circle. So I knew in this circle that was going to happen. You're starting to turn too early, that's all. You go all the way to the right, all the way to the left, hug it to the top and commit, you got it, you're good.
Funny, it didn't feel early, but it was.
Yeah, very early. All right, keep that speed up, keep that speed up. See, you're early, you got to go all the way to that cone, but you're good. Clutch, 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 good, good, good. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. All the way to the right, way too early. Yeah, so you can still make it, but it's just going to make you have to lean more if you turn early. Clutch, 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 clutch. Watch your speed. right, he's early. Clutch! You made that turn early, that's why. Too early. Yeah, your only issue at the top, you're not committing right away. Commit. Lori, your issue? Speed. Going too fast. All right. Good. Hold that turn. I don't have to say much when Mike and Lori come in here. So right here, what I want Mike to do, so right here, you see where his head and eyes are? Once he gets to the top, he should be looking at the exit. And he's not. And that's more important in this circle. Good. Commit. Commit. Nice. You just nicked it. You just nicked it. That's it. Too early. Too early. Too early. You going to the top?
Yeah.
When you get up there, I want 2 revolutions. Just,
My hard side.
that's what he said. Just hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. That's all. 2 revolutions. Good. Commit! Punch! The second one was better than the first! The second one was better than the first!
I didn't stop my heart.
Awesome! Awesome! All the way to the left. All the way to the left. Hug him to the top. There you go. Commit. Commit. There you go, Tom. Do them all just like that. All the way to the right. Hug him. Commit. If he does it like that, this is easy. All the way to the left. All right, you're early. You're early. Easy on that brake, easy on that brake. Good, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. All the way to the right. All the way to the top, commit. Good. Watch your speed, good. All the way to the left. All the way to the top. Commit. Commit. All right. All right, guys. Bonus time. To lean or not to lean. Let's do it. Guys, any questions on that figure eight? Oh, what the hell is that called? Snowman. Again, all it is holding a turn, but I know people don't like to hold a turn. That's why I told Lori, when you get up there, I apologize. I meant to tell you to do the same thing. Mike, I didn't think about it until the last minute, but I wouldn't have asked you to do it on your weak side anyway. I would ask you to do it the first time you went. Because if you hold the turn, it's not like a train on track. You might have to make a small modification. So the key to holding it is when you come up, again, placement, hug them, come all the way to the top. When you commit, any other time when you're going to go right back out, it's not a big deal. But when you know you're going to go around again, you got to continue to hug it and go all the way to the bottom and start over. You do that, you got it. Nothing at all. And Lori?
That was my weak side.
Exactly. And that's why when you said that's my weak side, I was like, all right, congratulations. Let's do it, right? Don't talk yourself out of it, right? Don't talk yourself out of it. Outstanding. I see in you, everybody's like that though. You're your worst critic, right? I get toughest critic, I meant to say. All right. Bonus time, guys. This exercise is to lean or not to lean. Have you practiced this before? So you're the only one that hasn't. I want you to beat all of them. right? But this is not a competition, right?
Never a competition.
7 cones. It's called to lean or not to lean because you have to decide how you're going to get through these cones. They're 10 feet apart. Either you're going to do it straight up, leaning. You might have to incorporate both. We're going to do a best of 3. So if Tom gets 6 cones twice, because that's the most you can get, and the rest of you don't get 6 each, that's it. It's over. 12 cones, right? Again, the goal is not to hit a cone, not to put a foot down. Now, usually I have lines on the side, and I would try to tell people don't go outside the lines. I've had people try to go really wide. It's a terrible strategy. It's never going to work, right? Terrible. Not on these bikes, it won't. I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to go up it, straight up. I'm going to come back leaning. Sometimes you could do it straight up. This last cone might be the deciding factor. And if I'm right here, I'm not going to be able to make this straight up. I gotta trust and believe. I gotta let the bike fall and catch it. Okay? All right. Questions? Demo. I'm gonna be right behind you guys with a camera. If I say that's it, don't keep going. Stop. Right? But I'm gonna be letting you know out loud. I'm counting your cones. 1 cone, 2 cone. The first cone, you might think it's 7 cones. Why is 6 the most you can get? I'm giving you the first cone. Just don't hit the first cone. That's a cone. I've had people hit it. I don't give advice on this exercise. Just use everything you've been doing today. And if you got highway pegs, fold them in. You guys, no rear brake. I'm kidding. But, you said you didn't practice this? Well, no, you can use the rear brake. But Lori, I want you to do this leaning. This is going to get you to, your transitions have to be quicker. Okay? Cone, 2 cones, 3 cones, 4 cones, nice. 5 cones. Get it in there! Woo! 6 cones! 1 cone, 2 cones, 3 cones, 4 cones. Nice. 5 cones. Woo! Look at that, guys. You guys see that? That adjustment, the quick transition? That's what she's trying to work on, the quicker transitions. That was it right there. 1 cone, 2 cones, just missed it. 3 cones, 4 cones, 5 cones. 5 cones! 5 cones! Now that's an example. All he had to do was lean that bike in there, but he wasn't comfortable doing it. That's it! That's it! That's it! One cone. 2 cones. 3 cones. 4 cones. 5 cones. Nice. Money. 6 cones. All right, if you don't get 6, it's over. No pressure. One cone, 2 cones, 3 cones, 4 cones, 5 cones. Lean it in there, get it in there. 6 cones. All right, Tom is just going for shits and giggles, because Lori and Mike both got 12 cones. That's it, that's it! 1 cone, 2 cones, 3 cones, good. 4 cones, good. 5 cones, Come on, get it in there. Nice! 6 cones. All right, tiebreaker rules between you two. You know what it is, right? Brakeless. Let's do it. Two cones. 2 cones. Already, your speed's too high. 2 cones. 3 cones. No, it's not. 4 cones. Woo! 5 cones. 5 cones! Lori's got it, guys. All right. How you feel?
Good.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Absolutely.
Do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
I think I told you a 1 or 2.
Can you change that number? Don't sandbag.
No, I'm not going to change it. I think overall, still rookie, got a lot to learn, need a lot of practice.
I respectfully,
But
I respectfully disagree.
Okay.
You are not a 1.
I will take that from you. I will take that.
You are not a 1. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
1. The hell out of here. No way in the hell. All right. How do you feel?
Good, good. Great day.
Do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
A 1.
Any change in that number?
You know, I need to practice, obviously. Certainly know with time, I think I can get it. My goal by the end of the year is to get to a 3. And I feel like I can get there now.
You absolutely can.
So
as long as you practice. It's so perishable. Listen, so if you go out and you practice, I'm talking about in cones, don't wait a week before you do it again.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's sometimes if I don't ride my bike for a week, when I get back on it, I feel like I gotta, it's so amazing how perishable it is.
Amazing.
All right?
Yeah. Thank you
Pleasure
so
to meet
much.
you, brother.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Tell me your name again.
Phoenix.
No, your name.
Carnea Davis.
Carnea.
Yes.
Because you ripped me off all day, but it's a pretty name. I'm going to call you Carnea now.
Okay.
Carnea, did you enjoy yourself?
Yes.
How do you feel?
Exhausted.
It definitely wears you out. Do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
Yes, a 2.
Any change in that number?
I'll give it about a 4.
Okay. Okay. What are you going to practice?
I'm going to practice stopping, the slow stop. That's where I figure out that because I don't use the rear brake normally. Starting and stopping, using the rear brake, I have to get comfortable.
Absolutely.
Because even when we did the other, like the 1 through 3,
yeah.
Obviously it applied where I felt like I didn't have enough room to adjust.
Exactly.
Because I wasn't doing the stopping with my
Yeah,
rear
1,
brake,
2, 3, 4,
yeah.
all of it, because you always got to stop.
Right. I tapped out after a while.
Yeah, and listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I told you at the beginning, there's no pressure to do everything. But you did great.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you, dear.
Nice to meet you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. All right, did you enjoy yourself?
Absolutely. Had a great day.
Good, man. All right, you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out here?
I do.
What?
It was a 2.
Any change in that number?
It's a 3.
Okay,
I've
okay.
got a lot to go, but
You know what to practice.
That was a strong 3, though. I came back with a lot of knowledge and a lot of stuff to take home and go.
Absolutely.
Oh boy, I got to show him some success next time I show up.
Don't let this fester. Don't let it linger.
No.
Get out there and practice. Smooth starts and stops. 1 through 3. That's all I want you to practice, and then 4. Okay?
Okay, got it.
Pleasure meeting you, brother.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Appreciate
man.
it.
How you feel?
Good.
Toughest critic out here, man. On him.
I started out very rough, finished up a little better.
Every time you come out here,
You didn't
smooth
even
starts
remember
and
my
stops.
name.
That's right, I didn't. Smooth, but I remembered the skill. That's the most important thing. I remember smooth starts and stops, feet sliding, all that shit. And then when we get to exercise number 4, you stopping like a champ. I can't make sense of it. But
Don't even try.
I'm not even going to try. You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
5.
Any change in that number?
I don't think so.
Okay. Always good, man.
I'm
Always
gonna
good to
stay
see
there.
you.
You too. Robert. Thank you.
All right, man. How you feel?
Good. Good. Learned a lot.
Good, good.
Have a lot more to learn, for sure.
You remember what you rated yourself when you first
I
came out?
did. Yeah, I was a 1.5,
change in
and
that?
I think I'll go up to maybe a 1 3/4.
Okay.
Just because
Okay.
I have the knowledge now.
Yeah.
I need to practice it now, but I definitely have the knowledge, and I know what I need to practice, what I was doing wrong, and how to improve on that.
So the next time you go out and practice, I don't want you to take this out.
Okay.
You could, but I want you to take the other bike out because we got to face that fear.
Yeah.
All I want you practicing, 1, 2, just 1 and 2 for
Okay.
that. Smooth short starts and stops and the slow ride. Don't. If you could, have somebody walking next to you because without that, you're going to be going too fast. You're not going to realize it.
Okay.
I just want you to get comfortable with that. Then I want you to do trust and believe. You know, just do them in order.
Okay.
Okay? and the rest will come. But the first thing you're doing, we're not turning, we're not leaning.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy yourselves?
Absolutely.
Oh my God. When is the time gonna come where I don't have to say how awesome you guys are?
Right now, you don't
Only
have to
slack.
No, this ain't the time, man. This was just outstanding. Clearly, and just to show you guys the dedication, these guys went on just a big time journey of riding the bike. And Lori was keeping us abreast on Facebook about how some of her slow speed skills were coming into play in real world scenarios. But when they got back here, they were like, damn, we feel like we suck. Now, again, of course they didn't, but they're comparing it to where they were. And they practiced and were ready for today. And oh my God, Mike, just at the top of that Snowman, that's been his Achilles heel. In which direction?
The right.
Right. Lori up there on her weak side twice. But, I mean, I've seen Lori do that. Maybe not twice, but that to lean or not to lean with no brakes. And I'm telling her, Lori, we got to work on your transitions quicker. Ah, outstanding. Okay, I'm stepping off the camera. You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out, Lori?
I was a 7.
Any change in that number?
I think I was gonna stay with a 7 because I still can get flustered, and I don't like getting flustered. So when you yelled, "Come in!" like I pull my clutch in and drop my bike. I don't ever do that, but that's why I'll stay a 7. I think you should be a 7.
Mike, any change in your number?
I think maybe I'll say 7.
So you went up from a 6.
From 6.5.
6.5 to a 7.
When up until this time, I hadn't really, for real, done any 18s, right 18 U-turns or the top of the Snowman very well. So I'll tick it up a little bit.
Yep.
So you're going to see a sandbag appear like someplace right here on the screen.
No.
Yeah, because a 7's too low, and a 7's too low for you too. And listen, I'm basing this on a lot of things.
We're basing it on you being a 9.
Don't worry about me. But even if that's the case, you're not a 7. I put you on the inside of a right turn and a left turn. Boom. Anything I threw at you today, you did it. 7's not doing that. I'm just going to say.
Thank you.
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to say. Give me my mic before you change your mind. Always a pleasure, guys.
Our pleasure.
Always a
Thank
pleasure.
you for what you do.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys, that's going to do it for practice session number 116. Awesome day, awesome people. They chose to skip follow the leader because they said, Rob, it is just too hot. And that's fine with me. I want to thank them for coming out. I want to thank them for policing up the cones for me. That definitely helps me out. I'm going to get packed up, and I am headed back to Pooler, Georgia. And that's it for the practice sessions for now. I got something big coming up in October. I'll be in Maryland, October 6th. And after that, I'm going to Uruguay. I'm going to do a separate video talking to you guys about that. That's in South America. All right, guys? All right, listen, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope you got something out of it, more importantly. And I hope you take what you got from here and you go out and you apply it. That's the purpose of this. All right, guys? It's not about being the best, guys. It's about being the boss. Like I always say, this is not a competition. We want to be the boss of the motorcycles. Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. Seat time does not equal practice time, guys. And if you have time to ride your motorcycles, you have time to practice on them. That's not my opinion. Until next time.